talked about throughout the week are going to start to see those flooding concerns. It's tonight and it's this evening and overnight tonight and tomorrow where we see the heaviest rain event occurring with this whole system. So again, right now we're tracking this. You can see it's turning into a pretty big supercell here. Is there a hail marker on that, Cassie?
The hail marker is a little less than an inch.
Okay, a little less than an inch.
About a nickel.
Okay.
But we are getting, the Butler County EM said that they're still noting a funnel aloft, and that was just north of Harvell.
Okay, so that's where our rotation is right there. So the rotation hasn't varied much. We're seeing that tornado or that possible tornado is moving right into Poplar Bluff right now. Again, when I look at this, you remember what this looked like on the 14th? This was a significant rotation signature. I'm not getting that right now. I mean, I am seeing the rotation, and we got to take the rotation seriously because of the environment that this storm is in. But this does not look like it would be, at least right now, a repeat of what we had. Now, that definitely could change, so we're going to continue to watch that. But again, this storm appears to be trying to ride not the outflow boundary, but the warm front that's moving through. So I'm kind of looking at this storm. I'm trying to get an idea of where it's headed. It's going to be going towards southern Boulder County and western Cape Girardeau County unless it turns a little more east. And if it starts to turn a little more east, then we'll definitely be concerned with a tornado, because this area right here, once it gets off the warm front, there's more spin to the south, and we've got Stoddard County and Scott County that are just ripe with storm energy right now. So that's what we're going to be watching closely. I can see we've got that's Poplar Bluff behind me as well. Okay, it's raining pretty good there. They're probably getting some small hail there as well. I think that's US 60 at 67, the north junction right here. So the heaviest storm is right over them right now. Another big storm. Is there a hail marker on that storm near Piedmont?
Yes, it's close to Nickel.
Okay, so again, some hail in here. There's a little bit of rotation, as I would expect, because this is an elevated supercell right over the Piedmont area. But I'm not there's not going to be a tornado with that storm because it's just too cool. Again, it's protected by that inversion. But this is a different story down to the south where we're seeing the possibility of a tornado. So far, so good. We're not seeing any, and they just did a new severe thunderstorm warning, so they may be about to drop this tornado warning here shortly, just to give you an FYI. So if they do, that'd be definitely some good news. I know we're still in the time period of the 6 o'clock, so we're going to stay with this until there's absolutely no danger. And probably what will happen, I'm talking to the folks in the booth, if this does get canceled, we could toss to a break and then come back to me, and so I can do the full weather forecast to show everybody what's going to happen later tonight and tomorrow. But until this weekend significantly, we're going to stay with it. So just kind of communicating with everybody here, you at home and the folks in the booth and the anchors as well. So again, we're not seeing any new look to the rotation. It continues to be just west of Poplar Bluff, but I'm sure it's closer to Poplar Bluff now. So let's zoom into a couple of areas and get you an idea of where this possible tornado is. So radar showing it right here. I'm sure it's closer to the Poplar Bluff area. This is 67. I think the high school's located right there. You know, the stadium is right to the west of 67. That's where this rotation is headed. It's headed right towards that area. So if you know where the football stadium is for Poplar Bluff, that is where this rotation is headed right now. It's at that area where 67 branches off and goes north towards the areas of Wayne County, where it branches off. So we just got a new update. So the reflectivity shows right where we're saying that rotation is going to be right there now. It's moving into the west side of Poplar Bluff, and it's probably crossing 67 and going right into downtown Poplar Bluff. I'm looking at that tower cam just to get an idea. I saw some lightning there, and I can see that it's raining pretty heavy. but I'm not seeing any, a lot of lightning. You can see the lightning flashing right there, as you would expect with this type of storm. So let's look inside it again, see what it looks like. Hopefully we've got an update to the velocity. This is how we really see where the tornado is, if there is one. And I'm going to have to zoom out just a tad because
We've got a report of a funnel on the south side of Poplar Bluff near the industrial park.
So possible funnel near the industrial park. So that would be in this general area. So what's happening right now is there's the circulation. That would be the main tornado. If there is a funnel that they're thinking is forming, it could be cycling and forming on the south side of this storm. We'll have to see what happens with that. The overall structure is looking a little less impressive right now. These storms, again, are battling the cool air to the north, and we've got the warm air to the south. You know, when we have cold fronts moving in, that really forces and lifts the air. Warm fronts, the lift is a lot more shallow, so we don't necessarily get these giant explosive storms right on the front, or at least caused by the front. But if they form and ride along a front, we have some issues. It looks like we lost our tower cam, so we've got some maybe some power issues out there in the Poplar Bluff area. So we've got some severe thunderstorm warnings out to the west. They're going to be moving into Carter and Ripley counties here shortly. That's going to be for hail and possibility of gusty winds. But again, the cool air is still located in this general area right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a look. I've got another source here that I can look at to kind of judge where this warm front is right around the Poplar Bluff area is what I'm trying to find out. Yes, ma'am.
Real quick from Robbie Myers, the EMA director of
Butler County, he says our spotters have eyes on it crossing PP Highway, not on the ground. Not on the ground.
PP Highway, and I'm wondering if that's what he's got, because it looks like I'm seeing something on, and I think he controls the tower cam that I'm looking at. And the one tower cam, there's another tower cam that just went down because I think there's there may be some power outages in that area. I don't know if he knows that as well.
I'll ask him right now.
So I do see that the warm front's moving right through the Poplar Bluff area. So you said Highway PP that they're looking at.
Again, not on the ground.
Yeah, not on the ground. So that's good. It's probably still elevated. It's probably just right on the cooler side, or what we call the chilly side of the warm front. And again, it's hard to get tornadoes down to the ground through those inversions caused by the cool air on the north side of the warm front. But the warm front is so close that we got to be very, very careful, especially that this is moving into a populated. What you got, Kathy?
Power is out, he said, yes.
Yes, okay. So we've had something happen to get power to go out, because you got a flash flood warning just issued for Carter County as well. So we want to give you that first alert. So there's a possibility of some significant flooding. But our possible tornado is moving right into this general area. I don't know exactly where PP is, so we're saying it because that's where the eyes are. We've got some emergency managers that are okay. I see it. So
There's
yeah, that's
also
right
one-
where I'm thinking it is. It's so the high school football stadium is close to this, and here's PP right here.
We just got word it's near the senior high school, near the Menards.
Okay, that's right where I was thinking it was. So it's crossing. So right where that football stadium is right. Thanks, Madeline. Is right where the high school is. Again, right now it appears as though this tornado is aloft and not on the ground. So it's not a tornado. It would be a funnel cloud. I don't know how close it is to the ground. So, and again, this is a very volatile atmosphere that can get these things to the ground very, very easily. But our rotation is located right here. Yeah, I can see it right here. And that's going right into the downtown section of Poplar Bluff. So hopefully it stays aloft, because if it doesn't, we will find out very, very quickly, because it's going into a lot of areas that are heavily populated, and there's a lot of structures. So again, we've got a possible tornado moving into Poplar Bluff right now. If you are in Poplar Bluff, you need to be seeking shelter, especially if you're around the high school, Menards, Highway PP, the industrial area. We see the possibility of a tornado. We have eyes on a funnel cloud, but we're not seeing any touchdown that we know of yet. Just checking a couple of more sources. and everybody's kind of talking about this, that it is right on that boundary, and because it's right on that boundary, that adds to the spin. And I'm looking at stuff. I'm getting people sending me stuff from Poplar Bluff just to see if I can see it again. Do me a favor. I've got Madeline Parker here. I've got Cassie Campbell. I want you to make sure you're following both of their pages and start sending them reports, because I'm not going to be able to be checking all the reports during this if this gets to be another crazy night. And then, again, I mentioned this last time. They're not going to be able to answer every one of your questions. We're all tracking storms, but at least they'll be able to check to see if we get reports. So, again, they're not ignoring you if they're not getting back with you. I want to make sure you realize that, and it will help us out greatly to help track what's going through the heartland. So here's our possible tornado moving right through Poplar Bluff. Again, we're not getting an extension of the warning. What are they saying in the chat? I'm assuming they're probably not going to extend this warning.
They haven't mentioned anything yet. That we're just still waiting to hear.
How long does the warning go until? 6:30 or 6:45?
Hold on, I've got the wrong warning up. We've got until, this is tornado watch. We've got a lot of warnings in here.
In effect till 6:30.
6:30.
6:30. So here's what we're going to do. At 6:30, I'll toss to break, I guess. That'll be the end of the 6 o'clock news.
Grant,
Yes.
again, no
Contact with the ground is all he has. No
Well, that's
contact
good.
with the ground.
And hopefully that trend will continue. It is on the cool side now of the warm front, so that's definitely good news. It's gonna again be hard. If it was 5 miles farther south, I'd be much more concerned because that's how quickly things evolve with these warm fronts. And as we pan down to the south and we look, we're not seeing a lot in this area. This is the area we're watching for development. Now, we are seeing this development right here. These are pretty big, but you can see they're moving off to the north-northeast. Eventually, this is going to form a line and move through, and we are going to see a lot of warnings throughout the heartland. But we've got this tornado warning out until 6:30 for about another 2 minutes. It is going through the Poplar Bluff area right now. The National Weather Service in St. Louis is doing just as I thought they would do, and just blanketing everybody now with flash flood warning. So we're going to start seeing significant flooding in Madison County, Reynolds County, also Carter County, Wayne County. I expect the flash flood warning for you here shortly, as copious amounts of rain. This train of storms is going to produce around 3 to 5 inches of rain here in a very short period of time. So all the rivers are going to come up very, very rapidly. We're going to be seeing low water bridge crossings flooding here very.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yields, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds. Glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming is hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate.
Then northeast. And let me talk about that real quick, because the areas that this storm is headed to, if it were to move to the east-northeast, this area is very, has the warm moist air, a lot of instability, a lot of wind shear, very favorable for tornadic development. So, and a lot of our new models that we look at, we're picking up on this storm, doing a long track, moving across the area. Now, I can see some very, very heavy rainfall on that tower cam. Can't really tell if it's hail, but I think there's some hail bouncing off that road as well. It's really kind of hard to tell when I look at it because the screen is so small, but there's definitely got to be some hail right at that intersection because the strongest part of the storm, the updraft is going right over the northern parts of Poplar Bluff, right where that intersection is. So we have a new tornado warning, and it is still for Butler County. And now we're talking about Ash Hill, the airport that's just east of Poplar Bluff. This is headed your way, and areas north of Poplar Bluff. Let's kind of zoom into a couple of areas that see if some more roads can pop up. Wapapello, right now you're on the cool side of the warm front, so if this storm were to head your way, I would expect a severe thunderstorm warning with hail and high winds. But if the warm front makes it a little farther north, then the southern end of Wapapello would be under the gun as well. Highway W, you need to be seeking shelter. County Highway 372. Highway T, this is all in northeastern Butler County. You need to be seeking shelter. We need to be headed to our basement if we have one. If we don't have a basement, again, like I always say, we go to the lowest level of our home. We find that center interior room, and we take shelter there. Now, we've got a new cell that's trying to develop near Donovan. Again, that's right on the warm front where we're seeing these storms. You're looking at me, Kathy, you must have
Just
something.
quickly, the sirens went off in Bluff about a minute ago. In downtown Bluff, our friend Bill Allen tells us no rain, minimal wind, so calm in the downtown area, but the sirens are going off. Robbie Myers just sent still no indication of anything that has touched the ground in Butler County, so very good news there.
Okay, I did see the hail marker though, and it is much larger.
Yeah.
So this is a very fast-growing storm, and it's entering a very favorable environment for tornadic development. So let's talk about this. We're gonna look at it. We know we're talking about Poplar Bluff. The rotation is going to be just east. As a matter of fact, that original circulation, I imagine, is being occluded right now. That's what happened with the tornado in Cape Girardeau. As the tornado left Delta, it occluded and then touched down again near Dalhousie and came right to the station. That may be happening now, because I think this is the old circulation, and we've got a stout updraft now, and I'm worried that a new circulation may be forming over the south side of Poplar Bluff. See, there's our old circulation, and I'm worried right here we're going to get a new circulation, basically right where that Skycam is that we have, or that MoDOT that we had at the junction, the north junction of 60 and 67. So right there, it looks like the precipitation is calmed down a little bit, which would tell me there's probably an updraft right there. And based on what I'm seeing on reflectivity, I would say that was probably the case. What I'm talking about is the old tornadoes right here. You kind of make out this orange that swirls like that. This is where that circulation is. We still could be seeing some wind damage, and there could be something on the ground here that's rain wrapped. But what I'm worried about is on the south side of Poplar Bluff. And Kathy, if you could text Robbie, and let me give you some instructions to tell him. I'm talking about, I don't know why that road's not popping up. If 53 that comes out of Poplar Bluff, I think it's the business route, that 60, 67 business. I'm not 100% sure. It's 67. It's not the Highway 67, it's the actual 67 that goes into downtown. Near the intersection of 67 and 53, I think we have a new circulation that is trying to develop there. There is a new updraft right there, and this is a cyclical supercell, and this is where it would try to develop based on where the air is flowing into the storm, and that's the warmer part of the storm. So, again, what I'm concerned with is you kind of see a new hook that's trying to form right here. So if someone was located right here, they could be looking into that updraft base to let us know what's happening, because I think we may be getting a new...
Robbie's listening to you right now.
Okay,
So
good,
feel
good.
free to talk directly
All
to
right,
him if
so
you
Robbie's
like.
listening too. Okay,
Still nothing touching the ground per his spotters.
Good, good. Let's hope that stays the case, because this is moving right over the city right now. So the first circulation that caused the first tornado warning is still the circulation while we have the tornado warning. It's located right here. You see that void. This is in northeastern Butler County. It is north of Highway 60. This is what I'm concerned with. It looks like we have a new hook forming, and there's definitely a new updraft, because you can see it growing on the Poplar Bluff, right? Do we have any? What's the hail marker on it, Cassie?
The hill marker is 1.25, so
Okay, so
close to a little over a quarter.
yeah, between a quarter and a half dollar. Just a little while ago, it was about golf ball. At least it was showing that, which made me a little curious. But you kind of see how now we've got a new formation where it's wrapping around, right where I was saying we're going to be seeing the possibility of this occlusion taking place and a new circulation trying to develop. The old circulation, again, that has the tornado warning is in northeastern Butler County. You can see it right there. It's crossing Highway T. That's north and east of Poplar Bluff. It's very, very noisy. So what I'm going to do, I want to check out this new updraft, and I'm going to have to do it from Memphis. So I'm going to have to automatically change things here. And we're on reflectivity.
I'm looking at Memphis now, Grant, and it's still pretty noisy right in between that layer. But the only thing that I can really make out is that north of Poplar Bluff, where they're talking about that funnel still being located. But
Gotcha.
I am watching just south
You see
there.
Memphis too. I just want to kind of see what the velocity looks like from Memphis of that. So here's what I'm talking about. So wow. Well, even coming from Paducah, there's definitely a new circulation forming right where I was talking about, the intersection of 67 and 53. We've got a new circulation developing. Here's the old circulation, and I think that's Highway T. No, Highway T is right here. It's just to the west of Highway T that it's headed there. There's that old circulation that went through. It's occluding, and we've got a new circulation forming right over Highway 53, near the intersection now of Highway 142 and 53 on the south side of Poplar Bluff. A new circulation. I can see it right there from Paducah. It's not anything terribly strong right now, but it's something to watch. Now, let's see, we're still from the Paducah side, I think. Let me try to get this to switch over to the Memphis site. There it goes. And yep, Memphis has got it as well. It's much higher in the atmosphere, but there's winds going towards radar rapidly away. So we've got a new circulation that is forming on the south side of Poplar Bluff right now as we speak. So tornado warning out for the Poplar Bluff area. Our first circulation that caused that tornado warning has moved up to the north a bit, and now we've got a new circulation that is developing right here. You kind of see the blue going. I've got true velocity, so both images are going towards the radar, but this is going towards the radar much slower than this, which tells me it's actually moving away from the radar in perspective of the storm movement. So we've got rotation right there. So let's back things out and get everything caught up to date. Again, we're talking about Poplar Bluff. It looks like a cyclical supercell's riding right along that warm front, and I want to see the overall movement to see if it actually has turned to the right a little bit. And it's still kind of going on that northeast trajectory. If it starts turning a little more to the right, that'd be a bigger concern. We've got a severe thunderstorm that's going to be moving into Carter and Ripley counties here shortly. No warning there yet, but I want to give you your first alert. You're going to have some very heavy rain, some hail, and some high winds. But the tornado threat with this is fairly low right now. And the tornado threat is fairly low from Reynolds County up towards Madison County and Perry County in Missouri. Also Perry County, Illinois, Jefferson County, Illinois. I don't think the warm front's going to make it that far north. Now, we do have flash flood warnings out for western Kentucky. No more heavy rain there right now, but much more heavy rain coming there tonight. And since I have this on the big map, I want to pan down and just see if we have any new development in that corridor that I'm concerned with. And thankfully we don't. Right here is what I'm concerned with. But we've got a lot that's headed towards Little Rock, and this is going to be moving into our area much later tonight. So right now, tornado warning out for Butler County, and that is for a radar indicated tornado, but it is in a very favorable position area to produce a tornado. The wind fields are very favorable, the energy level is very favorable, and this area is in that tornado watch as well. And as a matter of fact, this is where we have that threat level 4 out of 5 for tornadoes based on the way the atmosphere is set up. So I'm going to pan things up to the north so I can get to where that new circulation is. And again, it is still there. We've got this, you can easily make out this hook shape right over Poplar Bluff. So it's like we've got this storm that continues to wrap around Poplar Bluff, and the first circulation is in this purple area. And all right, here it is right here now. This is a brand new update. So it would be north and east of Poplar Bluff now, just right near the airport is where we would be seeing this possible tornado if we've got another one forming. Anything being discussed in the chat from the Weather Service yet about it?
Not yet, no. Just that there were some sightings of funnels, but we haven't heard anything touching the ground in quite a few minutes.
Well, good. And I'm hoping this is still just right on that cool side. So what happens is you need the air to be rising from the ground into the storm to get the tornado down to the ground. If the air is rising just off the ground, which happens on the north side of a warm front, then you can't get it down to the ground. So hopefully that's what this storm is located. The warm front, it kind of was right about here. So I'm really starting to think now that it is going to kind of ride north of the front. I think it was spinning up because it was on that warm front. And that's what happened with the storm in Arkansas earlier when it crossed the warm front. So that new circulation we were looking at looks a lot weaker now from Paducah. And there's the original circulation. It looks a lot weaker as well. So again, we're tracking a possible tornado in northeastern Butler County. It is now moving north and east of Poplar Bluff. If you live southwest of Poplar Bluff, this storm is now out of your area, and there's no concern for the tornado right now with this storm. There's other storms that we will be watching later on tonight. We, again, have severe storms out to the west that are going to be moving in here shortly, and we have numerous flash flood warnings out because of very heavy rainfall, not only today, but over the past few days. Is there a hail marker? I'm looking at Madison County in Missouri, Fredericktown area, just south of Fredericktown.
Yes, it is roughly a nickel to the quarter.
Okay, so this storm is close to being severe right here. That is in southern Madison County, and it is headed towards the Marquand area. Again, this is in the cool side of our atmosphere, so I'm not expecting any tornadoes with this storm based on what's happening in the atmosphere, but this has a hail core, and there's going to be some hail. That could also bring down some gusty winds, because the hail, if it's strong enough, could definitely do that. But you see that tight circulation? That is rotating significantly over Highway 67 right now, but it is elevated more than likely, so we're not really concerned that a tornado can touch down here because of how cool the atmosphere is. But we'll continue to monitor that in case that changes. And again, if this storm were to encounter the warm front, then that would change the scenario of our thinking. But I am worried about hail and high winds moving into parts of southern Madison County towards the Marquand area. But our biggest concern, of course, right now is Poplar Bluff, excuse me, where we have that tornado warning out. And we'll take a look at the shear in there again. You can see there's the first circulation. There's that other circulation that we were watching, but it looks much weaker. What's the hail core on the Poplar Bluff storm, Cassie?
It actually just went up, so it was, now it's at 2.27, so close to egg on here.
So yeah, so according to, and that's in the far northeastern part of the county, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's zoom in. So again, while we've got you here, because we have the tornado warning, we give people their first alert on other things as well, and that does include the large hail, because we have had, earlier today, we had some hail reports up the softball side. So again, this is where the very large hail is falling, and this is going to go right into Lake Wapapello. So I know we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Lake Wapapello yet. I would expect one here any second, because this hail core is about to cross into Wayne County, and that is some big hail right there that is moving into the Lake Wapapello area. Here's Highway T that it crosses. I'm not sure the name of the highway that crosses the actual Wapapello Dam, but I'll zoom in a little more and see if it pops up. It may be Highway T. I think it is Highway T, but here's the Wapapello Dam. Highway KK south of Wapapello, that's where the hail core is right now. More than likely golf ball size hail that's going to move right over Lake Wapapello. So Lake Wapapello, get ready, because you're going to see some very large hail, gusty winds. We could see some sporadic power outages around Lake Wappapello as well due to this severe storm that's headed your way. All right, let's get back down to where the possible tornado could be. And again, we're talking about that in this little area right here in northeastern Butler County is where we're seeing that possible tornado. And here's Poplar Bluff. There's Highway 60. It's on the north side of Highway 60 right now. If we do have anything, let's see what the shear looks like. See if we have anything to be concerned with here. There's that first circulation, again, right there. Kind of follow down, see if that new circulation is still there, and it is not. Looks like something maybe trying to form in that, but it's very, very messy and very weak. So it looks like our tornado threat, at least for a few minutes, from this storm that's moved through the Poplar Bluff area, has gone downhill just a bit. Yes, sir.
That everything northeast is northeast of Bluff now.
Right. Okay, good, thanks. So, yeah, it's definitely, and Lake Wappapello, Puxico in northwestern Stoddard County, the hail core is headed your way as well. If this were me, I'd be drawing a severe thunderstorm warning like this right here to cover Puxico and Lake Wappapello, because Lake Wappapello, we still got a hail marker on
Yeah,
that?
it's still over 2 inches.
Okay, so we got a significant hail marker right here. So we've got a severe thunderstorm over Lake Wappapello right now that's dropping very large hail. How long does the tornado warning go out till? Did you say 6:45 or 7?
Until 7.
Till 7, okay. I would imagine it gets dropped early. I'm not 100% sure it will, but based on what we're seeing, I'm not expecting it to be hanging around much longer unless we see something spin up again. And I'm just seeing real gusty winds back there, but I want to take a look at something on here to get an idea of what the hail size could be with moving into Wappapello. Yeah, there's definitely a drop right there. Yeah, there's some big hail right over Lake Wappapello, and that's moving in towards the Puxico area. So again, no severe thunderstorm warning officially with this, but there's some very large hail over Lake Wappapello. It's moving towards Puxico. I got to say, our algorithm we used to do the hail size did very well with that Murray storm just a little while ago in Callaway County. So if it says I got 2-inch diameter hail, I got to believe it. It's got 2-inch diameter hail. And so once you think that, go in your fridge, pull out an egg. That's the size of the hail that is likely falling over Wappapello right now, headed towards Puxico. And that will definitely do some damage to cars and rooftops. So, and could also drag down some very strong winds, because that hail is so heavy, it's going to try and drag down those gusty winds, and we see some tree damage and some power outages. So along Wappapello towards Puxico, I would definitely get those devices charged if we could. And they didn't issue, I want to ask a question. You see a warning issued on GR? Because
No, I don't.
the problem we had 3 weeks ago, we were, okay. I just want to make sure we're not missing data. So
There's no new warnings in the chat either.
is anybody asking about that? I guess they're not. All right. Well, I'm going to give you a first alert, Wappapello and Puxico. There's some large hail that's headed your way right now, but the tornadic circulation looks like it's weakening pretty good. Let me check it again here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in there. I'm going to give it a couple more scans, and if we continue to see the scans show no tornadic activity, I'm going to throw things back to regular scheduled programming, because in our eyes, the circulation has weakened significantly. However, in our eyes also, there's a severe storm in eastern Wayne County, moving into northwestern Stoddard County and southern Bowling County. This is a big, big storm that's got a big hail signature, and if we continue to track that movement, you can see that it's going to go right into Cape Girardeau and Jackson. So I just want to give everybody the first alert that we've got a lot of possibilities of big hail with that storm. And you can see we've got a tornado warning now out west of Jonesboro. So this line we're going to have to deal with later tonight. We were worried about a couple of these isolated cells ahead of the main line, and so far we've only had two that we had to be concerned with, one near Murray and this one near Poplar Bluff. But the one near Poplar Bluff, the tornadic problem looks to have ended. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes before we throw things back to regular programming. Again, the warning officially goes out for another 10 minutes. But once the rotation of the storm is out of the area, we'll throw things back. But we can see right here a little bit of a triangle, looks like a little bit of a hook. Again, this is an extremely big storm. Flash flood warning just came out for Wayne County. So Wayne County, a really high probability of seeing some flash flooding here throughout the next couple of hours. But this would be where the tornado would form if we have one. Let's take a look at we'll take a look at the velocity inside it. See if there's anything that hints that we have a tornado there trying to form. And this is right near the Ash Hill area. It's very, very weak, very weak. Now, I'm not seeing it. I am seeing the possibility of a pretty good downburst right where that hail core is. So let's see what this, and again, I can kind of get an estimate on how large the hail is by, there's the severe thunderstorm warning that, yeah, that is giant hail on, when the ZDR drops to that, that tells us that there's what's happening in the atmospheres, the objects are tumbling. So this is a extremely large hail. What's the hail marker on that storm now near Wapapello?
On GR, it's still a little over 2. The warning was put out for a $half size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
All right. Did they tag it for a possible tornado?
Yes.
They did. Okay, they did tag it. Now, the actual tornado warning goes out until 10 o'clock, but the rotation is gone. And we've given you ample warning for Bucksico and Wapapello. We've been talking about this storm for quite some time. It's moving into extreme southern Boulder County as well. So what we're going to do right now, since we have a brief moment before this spins up and this moves in, we're going to throw things back to regular scheduled programming. But we're going to be keeping our eyes on the radar throughout the night to keep you safe.
Taking the stage to learn life-changing skills. A Nashville area group is helping special needs students overcome disabilities through the arts. Tonight on The Good Side, LNL's Brendan Tierney shows us how they're learning these new life skills.
Hands through the holes. Yep, there you go.
One costume at a time, these guys are transforming to enter Wonderland to put on a show with Alice that's unlike any other.
I don't know about these.
The Penguin Project has everything students with Down syndrome, autism, and other disabilities need to break out of their shell. They're focused on building skills to use for the rest of their lives.
Look very good.
Across the hall, the girls are getting their makeup and hair just right.
Marian will burn me. You trying to say something?
Marian Storvik is one of the peer mentors, helping the special needs students shine.
I'm a pretty, pretty princess.
She says it's been amazing helping people with anxiety.
Wait, is it a musical?
And know what to expect when the lights come on. The 28 students have worked together for 4 months to master their lines.
I'm Trinity.
Jaden Pearson says he's learned how to sing and is excited to keep performing after this show.
Because I just love it all day long.
But the biggest difference is his confidence and connections with other students.
You know, just come up with a lot of friends, helps me a lot.
Finding a place for everybody to shine, because everybody can, and just sometimes they don't always get the opportunity to.
Oh, burn the houses down. No!
The show runs through this weekend, and parents say it's been life-changing for their students.
Hurry, we're losing her.
Trying something new with supports for their special needs.
Go out the side door. I painted the inside of it today.
Director Jamie Storvik says students have gone on to join school choirs and even been hired at jobs using their new abilities.
Learn to communicate better, they express themselves better, and then they overall just have a really good time.
Break a leg. Don't actually.
Pushing each other to have fun with the challenge and ending every show with the same message.
Don't stop believing.
In Murfreesboro, Brendan Tierney, WSMV4.
It is a beautiful night at Truist Park for the home opener, the Atlanta Braves. This shot courtesy our station, WANF. Have a wonderful weekend.
Oh, hey, I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an XT idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks. You're too smart for that. Let's go to the Zine logo before I do some sexy overdramatic ending, huh? Zine, always local, always free. Oh, hey, I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an XT idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks. You're too smart for that. Let's go to the Zine logo before I do some sexy overdramatic ending, huh? Zine, always local, always free.
Getting several inches of rain above us. You don't see what's coming until it's here. That's the problem.
I put things up the best I could, and a lot of things are not put up. if the forecast levels hold true, it'll be up probably to about my neck this time here.
Millions of lives and homes potentially in danger this weekend as April's severe weather outbreak ramps up yet again. Flash flooding and torrential rain, the biggest threat for parts of the south central U.S. These same areas already reeling from dangerous storms. At least 8 people have died so far. You're watching Local News Live. I'm Graham Olkins. Let's look at the threat on Saturday from Texas all the way up into Kentucky. Severe weather and potential flash flooding. That's the concern. On Sunday, it shifts a little further east. You can see down here in Alabama, Georgia, and then up into the East Coast. Meteorologists warning 2.3 million people are in the path of these storms set to blow through the southeast. Today, a new round of tornado warnings also in effect. This one touching down in Dallas, near Dallas today. Earlier today, we know that parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas are also under tornado watches tonight. Now, sadly, one of the victims who died in the storms, a 9-year-old boy on his way to school this morning in Frankfort, Kentucky. As Local News Live's Samantha Valentino reports, he was swept away near his bus stop.
They conducted an extensive search and rescue operation.
2 hours after the 911 call at 8:47 a.m., Franklin County Coroner William Harrod says Gabriel Andrews was found about half a mile from where he was swept away. He was pronounced dead about 30 minutes later.
To just know that it did happen just right up the street, it's terrifying.
Shauna Brown says she was shocked her kids had school Friday.
Around the time that the buses came, it was just coming down way too bad.
Brown says she wishes the district kept schools closed.
They did cancel school in all the other counties.
Franklin County Superintendent Mark Kopp, along with other city and county officials, addressed the public Friday morning to announce the tragic news.
We are deeply saddened at this horrific tragedy that claimed the life of one of our students.
Kopp says the district worked with support staff Friday to offer help to any students or faculty who might need it.
We are more than a school system. We're a family at Franklin County Schools, and we share this loss together.
I can't help but imagine you're going to hug your child a little tighter when they get off the bus today.
Oh yeah, it definitely opened my eyes a little bit more. You just never know when their time's up.
That was Samantha Valentino reporting. Meanwhile, other parts of Kentucky are also dealing with flooding tonight. Local News Live's McKinley Calandrino shows us the rising waters in the eastern part of the state.
For the second time this year, communities in eastern Kentucky are underwater. This go-round with little time to recover from the last disaster.
They've been hit with the floods. They get finished recuperating from that, and then the tornado winds.
Leaving some folks feeling like they just can't seem to catch a break and underwater yet again.
Martin County area is underwater. McGolfin's underwater. There's flooding in all surrounded counties.
In parts of Martin, McGoffin, and Floyd counties, water is already at people's doorsteps. Some have no choice but to evacuate, with one disaster after another.
Some of these poor folks down the road here, their houses are already up to their front doors. That's got to be horrible.
In Johnson County, swiftwater rescue teams pulled 6 people to safety in Van Leer after floodwaters trapped them in their homes. Officials say everyone made it out safely. As residents begin cleaning up again, they hope this time the rain holds off long enough to catch up.
As long as we have no more coming out of the sky, God forbid, this will all, sunshine.
In the Big Sandy, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Tennessee tonight also bracing for torrential rains and potential flash flooding. That's as the city of Selmer is sifting through rubble after a confirmed EF3 tornado did that and killed at least 4 people as it flattened homes. Troopers are still searching for survivors. They say they found debris some 5 miles from where that monster tornado touched down. Over in Arkansas, another town in pieces after an EF3 tornado ripped through Lake City, flattening buildings, including the home of a Make-A-Wish family. Local News Live's Diana Davis spoke with the Edson family, who says after all this, they're still counting themselves lucky tonight.
Seeing the destruction, just what it was capable of, that's wild.
water-soaked photos, a huge tree that was never a part of their front yard. It's a chaotic scene at the Ensign family's home on County Road 803, a far cry from what it used to look like.
I just could not believe it.
It's as if a bomb went off.
This was a laundry room.
While the outside is shocking, a tour inside the family home is much worse.
This is the hallway where we were sitting. This was my son's bedroom. Rooms missing.
Luckily, the Ensign family had left before the tornado hit.
As soon as our power went out, I was like, it's time to go if it's already doing that.
We went to the safe room in the courthouse.
A decision that proved life-saving. Just a few days ago, the Ensign family had been on top of the world.
Everything's fine, everything's happy. We got all kinds of new things.
Make-A-Wish surprised 10-year-old Leila Ensign with the news that she and her family would be going to Disney World in a couple of weeks.
Cystic fibrosis, and I had our Disney bag in our bedroom, which had the least amount of damage. Everything's wet.
Joy stolen from the family in a matter of seconds. To give you an idea of the sheer force of this tornado, take a look at this. It's a car door sheared off. The Ensign family says everything that was in the back of their house is now in the front yard. And Raven's husband's truck, they looked and looked for it and finally found it all the way over the road. Right now, the family is just looking for a place to stay. Nothing is salvageable here. The best news yesterday, their dog Rossi was found inside what was left of their home. No matter what, the family is looking forward to that Disney trip.
Oh, we're going to make it happen. We have to make it happen after all this for the kids.
It's a chance for them all to be together. And now, that's more important than ever. Diana Davis, K8 News.
From Fox 5 in Las Vegas, I'm Chief Meteorologist Sam Argier. The severe weather threat continues into the weekend along the Gulf Coast, stretching into the Tennessee Valley. The colors of darker orange, that's an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center, meaning that areas of tornadoes are possible and also strong damaging wind as well, stretching from East Texas through Louisiana up into Arkansas and portions of Mississippi. Here's the timing as we head through Saturday. We've got this line of severe thunderstorms moving through areas of Arkansas. Could see some rotation that does produce some tornadoes. And even if we don't see tornadoes develop through a lot of these areas, strong straight line wind coming out of these thunderstorms in the forecast. Along with that wind threat and tornado threat, that severe line will continue to press east on Sunday through Alabama and into areas of Georgia. But the heavy torrential rain is going to continue, and these are areas that have already been just saturated by heavy rain over the past several days. So the ground's already very saturated. It can't take much more water. So flooding a big concern looking through the weekend around Arkansas, stretching into Mississippi, even around the Memphis area, looking upwards of 10 inches of rain through the weekend. From Fox 5 in Las Vegas, I'm Chief Meteorologist Sam Argier.
And we're tracking other headlines, including the stock market taking another dive hours after China announces retaliatory tariffs on U.S. products. How far everything plunged today? Up next.
Today's top stories that matter to you.
We completely shut down until further notice.
Local News Live, powered by local journalists across the country.
Farming is a job that's constantly changing. New challenges pop up all the time. So farmers really rely on crop protection tools like glyphosate to promote healthy, plentiful crops. Without it, weeds would take over. Farmers' costs would skyrocket, and they'd produce less food. Then food prices would be even higher than they are right now. Thankfully, farmers today have access to safe, effective tools like glyphosate to help keep food affordable for everyone.
Oh, hey, with Zeem, you can stream free local TV from all over the country. Zeem speaks for itself. It really doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson, but they promised me I could do this. Zeem. Always local, always free.
storm that was in the Poplar Bluff, we've got a new tornado warning out now. This storm is producing baseball-sized hail. It is headed towards the Zalma area, and it looks pretty intense on radar now. This is it. This does include southwestern Cape Girardeau County, southern Bollinger County, and northern Stoddard County. This, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, is headed right kind of close to the Delta area. So we're going to stay with this for a while, even if the circulation dies down, because the folks in Delta, I need to make sure they know that there's some large hail that is headed their way. So this is an intense hail core. The tornado will be located right in this general area, headed towards Advance. I know Advance got hit the other night as well, and unfortunately, this has taken almost the exact same track as the last storm we had that hit the station, so or hit just south of the station. So we're going to be staying with this. If this continues to move in its same direction, it'll be moving into the Cape Girardeau-Jackson area. The hail core would likely hit the Jackson area, with the hook moving just south of Jackson into Cape Girardeau. So let us go ahead and scope this, kind of get an idea of where the I hit the wrong button there. We're going to see, there you can see the circulation right there. That's where that possible tornado is developing as we speak. Again, it's large hail is a very big concern with this storm as well. So we've got very, very large hail likely with this storm. And this is the same storm that was over Lake Wapapello. The tower cam that you see behind me, I have it zoomed in on the storm. So you'll see some lightning every once in a while. As it gets closer, we may be able to make out some structure on this storm. So let's kind of scope this and we'll talk about what we're seeing. And you can see we've got a possible tornado right here that is to the west of Advance. This is about to go right into Zalma. So let's zoom in. So we've got baseball-sized hail falling near Zalma, and then we've got a possible tornado moving into Zalma right now. Again, this is in southern parts of Bollinger County. So the baseball-sized hail moving right into the Zalma area. The tornado is going to be right here. Let me kind of get a look at what that State Highway P, just to the south of Zalma, at the intersection of State Highway P and 51. That's where that tornado is. This is the Castor River that goes through the Zalma area. This tornado is going to go right across the Castor River and go towards State Highway C there as well. Now, as we pan up to the north and east, we'll continue to track this circulation. This is Highway 25. Sound familiar? Unfortunately, it does. The circulation would likely stay just to the north of Highway 25. It's going to come awfully close to Advance. Advance, you need to be seeking shelter right now. And again, Delta, which is not showing up right now, but Delta, you need to be seeking shelter as well, as this possible tornado is headed your way. It's headed towards the Whitewater. It's headed towards Chaffee as well. Again, tornadoes are small, but the tornadic circulation, remember, the radar is tilted, so when the beam hits it up here, the tornado could be in a different area from the exact location. That's why we don't draw 2-mile wide polygons. They're much larger because we need to be able to keep everybody safe that's in harm's way. So again, we've got, is this still being tracked at 35 miles per hour like it was earlier?
I believe it's at 40.
40 now, yes.
40. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a track on this because this does go into Cape Girardeau County. It's just west of Cape Girardeau itself.
A funnel cloud has been reported dropping and retracting on C Highway west of Advance.
Okay, thank you very much. So funnel cloud with this circulation. Again, you can see the image behind me. Let's see, it is 7:15 right now, and this is once again headed right towards where we don't want it to be going towards. So I know I've got a couple of very nervous folks at home right now. So Mom, you've got a little while. I'm going to track it for you. I think it's going to miss that exact area. It looks like it's going to go just north of the last track. I know a lot of people have been asking the tornado that hit Delta, how close was it to my house? I measured it. It was 2,000 feet from hitting the house. So we're all fine, but other folks were much worse off, and we're thinking about them right now because we've got a giant storm moving that way that has the possibility of producing another tornado in the area that was just impacted 2 days ago, unfortunately. So I want to put a track on this. You said 40 miles per hour out, right?
Yes.
All right, so 40 miles per hour. And we're going to track the circulation. I'm not tracking the hail core. I'm tracking right where the tornado is. And you can see as we go off to the north and east, I'm going to go 40 miles per hour. Let's do that again because it didn't stop when I wanted it to. We're tracking the tornadic circulation. And so if it holds together at 40 miles per hour, here's the track. You can see Delta at 738. Delta, 738. So you've got 20 minutes. Advance, you have 4 minutes. You definitely need to be in your safe spot right now. Cape Girardeau, officially you're not in this warning, but that's 757, and that's downtown, basically right where the station is. So this storm is headed the exact same track as the one we saw 2 days ago. So I'm talking to everybody in the station as well that at about 7:45 to 7:50, if it holds together, I'll be talking more to you all as well. So we've got a possible tornado in southern Bollinger County. It's going to clip the northern parts of Stoddard County, and then it's going to move into southwestern Cape Girardeau County. And unfortunately, it is headed towards the Delta area that just took such a big hit the other day. Hopefully this stays aloft. I did notice that the dew point had risen to 61 degrees at the airport. So the real warm air is still south of this storm. So this storm, fingers crossed, is going to stay elevated, but the layer of cold air is very shallow, and a strong enough downdraft can easily break through that inversion and touch something down to the ground. So this is not the best scenario we've got going on, but we've got a tornado warning, and it's moving into advance right now. Again, we had the possibilities of baseball-sized hail. Did we get any reports of hail? I know you got the report of the funnel cloud.
We've also got an observed wall cloud on Highway V north of Advance.
Yeah, and I think I'm kind of making, whenever I see the lightning, I can kind of see that structure from our tower cam. Again, I've got the tower cam pointed right into this, and see, this has got a tremendous inflow notch right here. And this would be kind of where the tornado, what did they see, the wall cloud? What state highway?
It was on Highway V north of Advance. Highway
V north of Advance. So that's not showing up right now. So it's going to be somewhere up in here is where they're looking right into that. You see this little void where we go from purple to green, back to purple. That's the air going into the storm. It's wrapping around. This is the hail, large hail, state highway. I think that's AB. That is east of Zalma, also Highway 51, just getting crushed with large hail right now.
We have a report of a tornado on the ground.
We've got a report of a tornado on the ground. So we have a tornado on the ground. Is this from Storm Spotters?
It is from, in the weather chat, from Cape Girardeau.
Okay, so we may see this turn purple here shortly then.
We may see it turn purple.
So where was the tornado reported?
It says at Junction 91.
Junction 91. I'm not exactly quite sure where. Did they give any?
In Advance, Missouri.
So it's in Advance. So we've got a tornado that is forming right in Advance. So again, unfortunately, here's the tornado. It's hitting Advance right now, and it's following the exact same track, Highway 25, as it moves off to the north and east. So Advance, again, you need to be seeking shelter right now. Delta, you need to be seeking shelter right now. Whitewater, more than likely it'll go to your south. Get in your safe spot anyway. As tornadoes occlude, they take sharp turns to the left. And so if this tornado decided to occlude and weaken, before it weakens, it would take a sharp turn and go right into Whitewater. So I need Whitewater in their safe spot. I need Delta in their safe spot. I need Advance in your safe spot. According to Storm Spotters, we have a tornado on the ground. I'm going to kind of take a different look at some things and see what we can find here. And Cassie, if you see anything, be sure to shout. Yeah, there it is right there. So it's moving right into Advance. Again, this is a little old. Are you on the Cape Girardeau? I mean, not Cape Girardeau, the Paducah site?
Yeah, I'm on the Paducah site.
Where's the velocity on the, showing up on that?
It is in between McGee and Advance.
Okay,
on
so
this.
it's kind of the same spot as I am. So I'm not seeing a debris signature, but again, this is a little old, so this tornado would be right here, moving right into Advance as we speak. So a tornado has been reported moving into Advance as we speak, and then it's going to kind of move up towards Highway 25. And again, unfortunately, Delta's right here, and if it holds together, it goes right into the western part of Cape Girardeau. Here's 74 right here. Dalhousie's located right here. Again, this possible tornado is headed in the same direction as we saw on Wednesday night. So let me pan on out.
We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay,
And
yeah, that's for Carter and Ripley. Carter and Ripley counties. Thank you.
Yes.
So we have a severe thunderstorm warning. We talked about that earlier. Some severe thunderstorms. Now these would likely be elevated. Meaning a hail threat mainly, but you could get some gusty winds down to the surface as well, and very, very heavy rain. Again, we got numerous flash flood warnings. Okay, the warning has turned purple now, so we do have a confirmed tornado that is in Advance. A confirmed tornado is in Advance right now, and it's moving towards Delta, and then eventually, if it holds together, it's going to be moving in towards the Cape Girardeau area. And it does appear as this storm, I'm just kind of going what it should have done, it has made a right turn. So this storm has turned right, and that means the inflow into it is much stronger. So we're going to really have to monitor this. And the air right here going into the storm is very warm and muggy. Again, this is riding right along the warm front right now. We've got a tornado on the ground in Advance, moving through right near the border of Bollinger County and Stoddard County. It's about to cross into southwestern Cape Girardeau County. Let me kind of try and zoom in. I may switch clickers here in a second and try to get, I don't know if anybody can change batteries in mine, because this clicker seems to be having a few issues. Just here, I'll just grab it. I'll just leave it right here.
There you go.
For a second. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've got a tornado on the ground. What's the hail marker now with the storm just north of Advance, Cassie?
It's close to 4 inches.
So,
it's still at the 3, but it's very close.
So we're talking close to softball size hail now. Close to softball size hail with this storm, if our marker is correct. And our marker was correct on the last storm that was showing softball size hail. Was it not, Cassie?
Yes.
Yeah, so with that said, the hail core is moving into the Whitewater area. The hail core is going to move to the Gordonville area. The hail core will move into southern Jackson, and it will go across just about all of Cape Girardeau. So if you have time, well, you do have time, you got a few minutes, get your car in a garage, because this is some big ice that's falling out of this storm right now. Very large hail between Marble Hill and Advance. Again, our GR marker was at about 3.75, 3.8?
Yeah.
Okay, so more than likely we're seeing hail larger than baseballs.
This one now says 3.5.
Okay, so we're probably seeing baseball or slightly larger than baseball size hail with this storm north of Advance right now. And then our greatest concern, of course, is we've got a tornado on the ground with it. Spotters saw a tornado in Advance. And wow, that is a very tight circulation. So this circulation is very tight. It looks like it would be rain and hail wrapped as well. It may be kind of hard to see. It's definitely hard to see the structure. I'm also kind of looking at the screen here to when we get a good lightning flash to kind of get an idea. But it's going to be rain wrapped from our vantage point, I think. But we'll continue to keep the camera on it. But extremely large hail falling with this storm. It is about to cross into Cape Girardeau County right now. Again, Gordonville, you're under the gun for this extremely large hail. There's a couple of communities along, a couple of housing developments that are south of Jackson along Highway 25 there. This hail core is headed your way. But the tornado is tracking right along Highway 25. We've got a tornado on the ground in Advance moving towards Delta. Tornado on the ground moving towards Delta. Right along the Highway 25 corridor. Again, this is taking the exact same location. There it is, a very, very tight circulation. And let's see, I don't have a debris signature, but we've got word from storm spotters that the tornado is on the ground, and the shear marker would verify. That is very strong winds going away from the radar and very strong winds going towards the radar. So we have a tornado on the ground on the north side of Advance. It is basically on the county line of Stoddard County and Bullinger County. And then this is Cape Girardeau County. So it is about to cross. Matter of fact, it probably already is in Cape Girardeau County based on the speed that it's going and how long it takes for radars to update. Because, the radar, it has to make a few spins around because it does different scans all the way up through the storm. And so it can take anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes to get a brand new update. And that's one of the reasons why you hear me so vocal about how we need another radar. And we'll work on that when the storms calm down to try and get something out there in southeast Missouri to help fill the void that we have. But again, this is a very dangerous storm. If it's producing baseball-sized hail and a tornado, and
it has gone down to 2 inches on the latest scan.
So hopefully that's a sign that the overall, I was just seeing the lightning strike. Looks like I could see that wall cloud in the back there. I mean, we wouldn't be able to see the tornado from here because it's still too far away, and it's probably not as wide. We started picking up the tornado last time as it was leaving Delta, if you remember. We could see the wide tornado. Jeff Cunningham actually was helping us out, and he got that really kind of zoomed in on it and helped us get that. So we're all here. Jeff's here helping us out. Everybody, we're going to be here all night to keep you safe throughout this event. So again, we got a tornado on the ground in Advance. It's headed towards Cape Girardeau County. It's headed towards the Delta area. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings out for southeastern Carter County and Ripley counties. And then there's another tornado warning we're watching west of Jonesboro. If that holds together, that's going to be headed towards Neelyville and Culin in a little bit. And then just copious amounts of rain. I'm telling you, folks, this is not good news. We're going to start seeing some significant flash flooding through all those rivers and creeks. So the St. Francis River, the Black River, the Castor River, the Current River, the Jacks Fork River, Saline Creek, Apple Creek, there's nowhere for the water to go. And so the tributaries fill up. So these low water bridge crossings are going to be very susceptible to very fast moving water. And again, with fast moving water, I don't care what you're driving, you're probably not going to get through it. The little white water is going to start flooding here as well in a little bit with all these storms training over, and eventually that's going to be moving into southern Illinois. But our main concern is the storm that's moving into Cape Girardeau County right now. Confirmed tornado earlier in Advance. So it looks like we did just get an update. So let's kind of zoom into it and see what we got here. And again, Cassie and Madeline, if you guys hear anything, just shout it out. So we've got a possible tornado right here. Earlier it was on the ground in Advance, so we need to assume that it is still on the ground and it is headed towards the Delta area right now. Let's kind of see what the shear markers look like here.
Whitewater, Delta, Chaffee in the path of another possible tornado as the storm is trying to regenerate.
Yep, I see it right here. I see it right there. Let's zoom on in. Let me give you, I want to give everybody a, I want to give Delta a pretty good heads up here because it's like knocking on Delta's door right now. Hopefully it will cycle before hitting. So Delta is going to be, if there is a tornado, it's going to be moving into Delta in about 2 to 3 minutes. So Delta, get in your safe spot. Get in your safe spot. Get in the basement if you have one. If you don't have one, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. But the tornado is located right here, and it's moving right into Delta as we speak. So again, we've got a tornado that is moving in towards the Delta area, and unfortunately, Delta took a very hard hit on Wednesday and could be taking another hit here tonight. Now, with that said, there's always a chance that this tornadic circulation dissipates before moving in. Whitewater, you've got giant hail moving into your area right now. Very large hail moving into Whitewater as we speak. Larger than golf balls, more than likely. The tornado is located right here. It's moving right along Highway 25, right into Delta. And if it holds together, It's going to be going in towards the Dutchtown area, and then it would be headed into to Cape Girardeau. So again, it's basically taking the same path. Jeff, do you have something?
We're just learning that a lot of the people in Delta, about 20 minutes ago, they're moving folks into the school, the safe building in that area. I'm not sure what the school is, but we understand that at least they've heard the warning, you know, the area that just got hit on Wednesday. So
we also have reports that on Highway 25, just northeast of Advance, where you just mentioned, Grant, they are seeing debris in the air and in the woods.
Okay, so we've got a tornado on the ground, folks. We've got storm spotters that are following it. We've got debris in the road, debris falling from the air. So another tornado that we're monitoring closely as it moves up Highway 25. It's moving right into Delta. I'm not sure. Let's see, what time is it right now? 7:31. Cassie, can you see the time stamp? It's in the upper right-hand corner. It will be in Zulu time on the GR for your latest velocity. Click on the storm relative velocity.
Yes.
And then give me the Zulu time, if you will.
0027.
27. Okay. Okay. So where does it look like? Does it look very similar to what I'm showing? Let me put.
Can you zoom? It looks like it's just west of Delta, knocking on Delta's door.
So this is 4. So it looks the same area. Does that look the same?
Pretty close. Yeah.
Okay. So we're getting. So the data's coming in at regular time now. So we're getting a good data feed. So that was 4 minutes ago, and again, it should update here any minute now. So the circulation is over Delta right now. So Delta, a tornado, if it is on the ground, is in Delta right now, moving right along Highway 25, and it continues to move off to the northeast. And so Delta, we've been talking about, and it's great that they got those folks out. I'm so glad they got the warning. They got them in a safe spot right now, because there are some spots that, you know, they may be at the house trying to clean things up. They don't have a roof. It's just, I can't even think about this right now, how horrible this is that they're getting hit in 2 days. And I can just pray and hope that this dissipates right over Delta. Very large hail again coming out of Whitewater. This hail core looks like it may be a little smaller. Cassie, is it under 2 inches now?
Yes. Yeah, it's 1.36.
Okay, so we're getting, so this storm is I know it's probably what we call cycling, but it is at least a little weaker. Now, I can make out striations now on the storm. So you can see the storm on the Skycam network, and you can see striations. So it is really rotating very rapidly. It's a well-defined supercell. So again, this storm is in Delta right now, and it's going to be moving into Cape Girardeau. So this is the Shawnee Parkway, the bridge that goes over the Mississippi River, located right here. Again, that is where this storm is headed. So this storm is headed again on the south side of Cape Girardeau. Officially not under a tornado warning yet, Cape Girardeau, but it's time to start planning to get to your safe spot. It's time to start thinking, let's get to the basement. I'm talking to my wife, Anita. I'm talking to my mom again. We need you in the basement right now. Halen's at home tonight. You hear me. Get to the basement. Make sure everybody gets down there. We've got another tornado that is headed in the same path that we had on Wednesday. All right, folks, I'm going to pan on out and get everybody caught up to date. Numerous flash flood warnings, and these are going to be turned into our biggest concern later tonight. Severe thunderstorm warnings still for Carter, Ripley counties. And again, these storms, as they move farther east, are going to ingest some of that warmer air that's out there, and that will definitely cause a tornado threat. It looks as though the warm front has stalled just north of Cape Girardeau. So I'm thinking for the folks in Mount Vernon, in Tamaroa, DuQuoin, in Carbondale, in Carterville, Marion, Perryville, north of Marble Hill, Fredericktown, Marquand, you're probably going to be safe from tornadoes tonight. Probably. There's still a chance it could edge a little farther north, but we need that warmer air to get tornadoes to the ground. But south of that line, the atmosphere is ripe for tornadoes to develop, and it appears as though we have had a tornado touchdown in Advance and is headed towards the Delta area, and hopefully it has weakened before coming into Delta. I did, hang on, I'm looking, I see, I need it to get backlit. It looked like I saw a funnel. it looked like I saw the wall cloud with a funnel. I can't see it right now because it's all being front lit. I'm going to get back to the radar. Again, we've got a possibility of a tornado now. It actually looks like it's weakening just a bit. What's it look like on GR?
Same thing.
Okay, so please,
There's still a little bit of what looks like a couplet over the Delta area as we speak, but it doesn't look as tight as what it was.
Yeah, I have no doubt there was a tornado touchdown in Advance. I just hope it weakened before. Yeah, there it is. It's right in Delta. And again, give me the last two numbers on that Zulu time on the timestamp at GR.
3-4.
3-4. So this is 2 minutes old. So this possible tornado is a little farther off to the north and east. So let's zoom back in. So when I communicate with Cassie about the time, and I'm trying to get when this exact image came in, so I know how old it is, so I know where this tornado is. So this tornado, if it is still with us, is about right here. It is now east of Delta. It is now east of Delta. It'll be moving on the northern side of Chaffee, moving towards the, again, I said this Wednesday, you know where the big traffic loop is there, where everything splits off. That's where this is headed right now. It's headed towards that, pretty close to that traffic loop. So if you live anywhere near there, you definitely need to get in your basement if you have one. If you don't have a basement, we're going to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So again, very large hail. Thankfully, the hail core has come down a little bit. We're seeing hail maybe quarter, maybe a little larger than quarters right now. A couple of things I like to do is I want to take a look again at the shear to see where this possible tornado is. And you can see it's right there. That green right next to the fuchsia there and the orange. And then I like to look to see if there's any signature for debris, and we don't have it. Remember, Wednesday we had a good debris signature with this. So this is a good sign that things could be weakening. And then I like to look at this to see if there's a new updraft forming. And there's definitely a new updraft forming right over Chaffee. So we're trying to get a new storm to develop here and move off to the northeast. So we could be cycling. We could be seeing a new storm trying to develop between Chaffee and Oran. Are there two hail markers by chance on it? Or
no,
just one still?
There's just one.
Near Whitewater, right?
Yes, just south of Whitewater.
Okay, so now I can definitely see, I don't see funnel, but I did see the wall cloud, so I could see the circular discs of the bottom of it. So it's still rotating. So we've got that low-level rotation in here. But when we haven't heard anything from Delta, have we?
No, we have not.
So the last report we got was debris east of Advance on Highway 25. Yes. So it looks like that parts are just to the north side of Advance may have taken a hit from this tornado, and hopefully it weakened right as it was moving into the Delta area. So again, if you're just joining us, we've got a tornado warning out, and it is for the exact same area that was hit hard on Wednesday. Numerous flash flood warnings. That's going to be the big problem later on the night. There's going to be too many counties to name later tonight. We've got a severe thunderstorm that we're going to be watching closely in Ripley County. Matter of fact, I'm going to zoom in on that because it looks like it is moving more to the east as well, and it has nothing in front of it other than warm, moist air now, which could be because it looks pretty strong. Is there a hail marker? It's west of Poplar Bluff, what I'm looking at.
There is. It's just it's
right
little over an inch.
Right over Doniphan, a little over an inch?
Yes.
Okay.
1.07.
Let's see. Yes, Jeff?
In addition to the people that are taking shelter in Delta, which, as you mentioned, just took a hit a couple days ago, there were almost the same population of people in Delta helping restore power and stuff, and those people are included in the folks that are seeking shelter.
Fantastic. It's amazing, all the folks helping everybody out. You don't think about that because Delta's a small community, a little over 200 people. There's probably 200 or more people helping them clean up and try to get power back on and everything. Now all these folks are having to stop what they're doing because possibly getting hit again. And I'm thinking that the circulation became aloft right before moving in. I can't be 100% sure because we haven't heard anything, and no news right now is definitely good news when it comes to the situation in Delta. is bad news, though, when we start thinking about the poor folks that may have been hit in Advance with this tornado. So the possible tornado now is just to the north of Chaffee. Let's see if we've gotten a velocity update. Let's see. Let me change this over to shear. And I have not gotten. Do you have a velocity update? Because I have not gotten a new one. It's still right at Highway P.
It's about to update. Hang on. Downloading. Okay. It seems like it's just heading into Dutchtown, so in between Gordonville and Chaffee. The strongest.
Okay. So this circulation is right here now. Right here. So again, my new tornado warning, it does include Cape Girardeau. You're probably going to hear our phones go off here in a second. There you go. New tornado warning, that is for Cape Girardeau. That is for Scott City. That's for the airport area. It's for this tornado that hit the Advance area, was headed towards the Delta area. Looks as though it has become aloft briefly. And again, we've got our tower cam kind of pointed into the storm. I don't know if we're going to be able to see this or not. It's a little darker now than it was the last time because it's later at night, and so we don't have the sunlight to kind of help us light things up. But the lightning's lighting it up, but that kind of messes with things. All right, so now I just got a brand new reflectivity. So based on what Cassie told me, this possible tornado is right here at the intersection of 25 and 74, basically. So yeah, that's right at Dutchtown. So that's moving right into Dalhousie right now. So it'll be in the Dalhousie area in about 2 minutes. It'll be in my neighborhood in 4 minutes. So mom, family, get back, make sure you're in the basement. This possible tornado is going to be in our neighborhood in about 4 minutes. And then it's going to be getting into the Cape Girardeau, the city area here pretty quickly. Are they still tracking it at 40 or are they 35 or what's the new speed on it?
The new speed is at 40.
40 miles per hour.
40. Okay, thanks. So I'm going to put a track on it so we can kind of get an idea. Again, it's right over Dutchtown right now. That's where this tornado is. If we have one on the ground, it's right over Dutchtown.
Hey, Grant, I know you mentioned your mom there and that she's gone through this before. Just let her know that we're thinking about her.
All righty, yeah. And I also want to put my mom's watching and she's going to be nervous. I want to put her mind at ease that this is nothing compared to what she went through in Alabama. This is nothing. House isn't going to blow away with this. At least our house won't. Your house won't either. But could take the roof off and could take part of the upper level off. That's why you need to be in the basement. All right, here are the communities. So Cape Girardeau at 749. So we're talking about our area here again. But this, I'm going to kind of talk to the folks here in the station. This is kind of headed our way in about 5 minutes. Now, with that said, it doesn't look quite as strong as what we saw last time. I'm going to zoom in because I had the angle of the tower cam towards Delta. We may need to change the tower cam. So I'm going to zoom in to kind of get an idea if somebody can move the tower cam just a bit. We can look at this. I want to kind of get an idea of where this circulation is in proximity to where the station is. Because I want to be able to make sure that I keep the station safe as well and get people into the basement. Again, it's unbelievable that we're going to have to go through this in 2 days. I think Kathy said she didn't do it in 30 years here. And we've got a tornado that's taking the exact same track.
We're getting pictures in from the Advance area and it looks like a pretty strong funnel. I can't see the ground because of trees, so I don't know if I can say tornado, but
that was earlier. It was going through the Advance area. Okay.
Yeah. Circulation heading toward Dutchtown and I-55 as per this latest scan in the NWS chat.
I keep hitting the wrong button. I've been doing this for too long over the past week. And to be thinking that I got another tornado going right towards my house is a little frustrating. So there it is. Okay. So what was the timestamp? The last two numbers on your timestamp for
40.
40.
So
yeah, it is. It's east of Dutchtown. So that, yeah, it's moving right in my neighborhood right now. It's moving right in my neighborhood right now. It's going to be moving over towards Menards, again, close to the Cape High School. You folks need to be in your safe spot. I'm trying to think where we are, where the camera needs to be pointed. I can't really, oh, that's the courthouse. That's the courthouse that I see lit. So if somebody could put the courthouse on the far right edge of the frame. So we need to move the camera slightly to the left, just slightly to the left. If somebody can get in, and if not, I can do it. But again, we've got a tornado moving in towards Cape. Okay, I think I see the funnel.
The latest scan on storm relative velocity grant shows a pretty tight signature just north of Dutchtown.
Right, and I think I see the tornado on the tower cam. I think I see it. So we need to get a lot of people in the safe spot again. Two days ago. So yeah, I see a tornado. I see a funnel. I can't tell if it's on the ground or not. But I see a funnel that is moving into Cape Girardeau right now. Again, I'm getting old data. I'm going to walk up. Do me a favor, if you can, put the tower cam full on the screen for me real quick. I need to check another source here real quick.
The latest scan is, again, just northeast of Dutchtown.
Yeah, so that is moving into, all right, I want to make sure that is on, that's my ZDR. I need to make sure that's on ZDR, that's on CC. So what I'm looking at here, folks, and it's hard to tell, but we're looking right into that mesocyclone, and it's hard to tell because it won't get backlit, but it looks like there's a funnel of some sort right here. It's really hard to tell, so I really don't want to say that's it, to be honest with you. But all right, let's go ahead and put Max 1 behind me if we can. Again, I appreciate you guys. The booth is working so hard. So this tornado is moving through the Dalhousie area. It's probably right over Menards right now. If it is on the ground, we're going to take another look at the shear marker. And again, I'm still getting some old data. I'm going to see if we got a debris signature here. I do not see it. That's the good news. I do not see a debris signature. So definitely some good news. But we're getting some folks in our safe spot here in the building. And I'm probably going to do the same thing here in just a second. Matter of fact, I want to get one more look at it because I just got an update and to see what's going on. Jeff, are you going to say something?
Oh, I'm just saying we're heading to the basement again for the second time since I've worked here, 22 years, and the second time in
2 days.
3 days, 2 days, yeah. I'm going to let my daughter know. She's texting me. I'm okay, bud. I'm going to head to the basement.
Right. So again, there's the tornado, and it's, according to this, it's in my neighborhood at this time, but this is going to be old, so it's probably crossing Interstate 55 right now. And here is the Shawnee Parkway. Again, this is Bloomfield, and this is William. So this is going to be going right, the same exits I called last time, 95 and 96. This is exit 99. Jackson, you're probably getting some large hail, but the possible tornado is moving in towards the Cape Girardeau area. It appears to be about 5 minutes from the station right now based on this. 5 minutes from the station if it is on the ground. So far, this has not turned purple, which is a good sign. I haven't seen any CC drop, which is how we look for debris. And I don't see the debris, which is good. But I do see a very, very tight circulation with this storm. Hopefully the storm is elevated and we're not seeing any tornadic development. But again, we've got based on this time, I want to see the timestamp over here on the latest one. I think we got about 4 minutes. All right, let me see this one real quick. I'm looking at the timestamp to see where it is. And it is, let's see, it is, okay, that was 49 and it's 50. This is great. So this is going to give me an exact timing. Okay, I'll go right where the station is. This storm is the tornado is 6 nautical miles from the station. 6 nautical miles from the station, moving at 30 miles per hour. It'll be here in just a few minutes. So, folks, we're going to do this again like we did. I'm going to bring the radar up full so you can see it. I'm going to take my phone. We're going to leave the microphone on so I can kind of keep up with what's going on. But we've got another tornado that is headed right towards I need to find my phone so I can have radar. We have another tornado that is headed right towards our building as we speak. So we got Max. We've got everything up here loaded. We've got about 4 minutes until this possible tornado hits right where our station is once again. And it continues to take the exact same track as the last one. I'm going to let somebody mute the TV so we don't get the mix minus on the air.
On the chat, Grant, I don't know if you can hear, I don't know if they can hear it. On the chat, it's saying a trained mobile spotter confirmed tornado on the ground between Dutchtown headed towards Gordonville. Now it's at 7:50.
Okay, so at 7:50, a tornado on the ground. It has moved east of Gordonville. So that is, here, I'm going to let you guys go on down. I need to be kind of halfway up so I don't get that echo. I'm good, thank you. So here's what we're doing, folks. Hopefully you can still hear me. There's a chance we lose power because we may take a pretty direct hit here. We had a tornado hit us or come right next to us on Wednesday, and here we are having to do the same thing again. So I've got radar. I've got me located on the radar so I can see exactly where this possible tornado is in conjunction to us. And it is about 3 minutes away. 3 minutes away from downtown Cape Girardeau. If this is on the ground, I'm seeing what could be a debris signature just based on reflectivity, not a total debris signature that we would normally see. So once again, a tornado headed into downtown Cape Girardeau. It is crossing the interstate. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning that is moving in towards the Poplar Bluff area. This is for hail and high winds. And there's another storm I'm watching closely east of Doniphan that is about to move into Butler County. We'll probably see another severe thunderstorm warning issued for that storm. And so we're going to continue to monitor this. But the worst thing we can see right now is headed right into downtown Cape Girardeau again.
A train spotter is falling behind the tornado.
Okay, there's a spotter that's chasing this tornado and keeping us informed. He's on the back side of it. So we've got a tornado. I haven't seen, of course, I can't tell if it's confirmed or not by the warning on this. Here, would you put that on the table for me up there? Thank you.
Northbound on Highway 25.
Northbound on Highway 25. Okay, so the tornado is east of Highway 25, so it takes a minute for it to get there. So we've got, this looks as though it may be, so this looks as though it may be occluding and taking a left turn. So this may be taking a left turn, and if that does happen, it's going to it's going to cross Kings Highway, the north part of Kings Highway, north of William in about 2 minutes, and it's going to head towards the JC's golf course area if it's occluding. If it doesn't occlude, it's going to go towards downtown Cape Girardeau, right where we are. But it looks as though it's trying to occlude right now. I see reflectivity and everything is turning to the north. So it looks like it may miss the downtown area.
You're losing your audio a little bit, Grant. You want to try my mic?
All right, I'm going to keep coming up. I'm going to come up a little bit more. All right, so it looks like it's moving a little bit off to the north, and we may catch a break here. Mobile spotter, was there a tree damage on the side of the road? Yep. So we've got very strong winds, to say the least. This is going to be very gusty winds from exit 99 all the way down, looping, basically following Kings Highway throughout the entire city. We're going to see some very strong gusty winds. It looks like the couplet is going to be just north of the station now. So I'm going to give it one more loop, and then I'm going to go back into the studio if this is going to be the case. If it looks like it's going to miss us. It was so close. It's just, I can't imagine doing this twice in 1 week. we've got very strong winds, a very strong circulation. Any other reports from the spotters there, Cassie?
No, not that train spotter on Julian Lane Cape reported wind picking up, and they're taking a mobile spotter confirmed tornado on ground. Downtown Gordonville is getting extreme rear flank.
Rear flank downdraft
Yes.
in Gordonville? Okay. So we're getting a lot of rear flank. So that's the strong winds. And what a rear flank downdraft is, folks, is it is the winds on the backside of a supercell, and it will be powerful. And that's what I'm seeing on Doppler radar that's moving right into downtown. So we may get winds gusting 60 to 80 miles per hour across the whole downtown area. That's going to do some tree damage and cause some issues. But the circulation itself looks to be right where, well, that was old, so that's going to be, it's looking just south of highway or exit 99. So this is going to be going right through Lexington, I think, over Lexington, all those houses in Lexington. This is where this new spin up is headed. There's a roundabout at Lexington and W. This is going to be moving east of there. Malden Park it looks to be okay, Madeline, but it is right there. It's real close to Malden Park. I know I said Lexington, and some folks that know some folks that live there. We want to make sure that everybody's safe. So we've got some very strong winds moving in, and a possible tornado moving through Cape Girardeau. Looks like it's already done some damage to the west of Cape Girardeau, and other storms we continue to watch. We've got a supercell that's moving in towards Poplar Bluff right now. Right now it looks like mainly hail and high winds with that. Hail up to quarter-size hail. And we're getting lots of reports of flooding, folks. Lots of reports of flooding. This is going to be a nasty flooding night. Let's see. I just got a report of
trying to keep up with the chat,
this is tightening up just north of the station. It is just north of the station. So the northern parts of Cape Girardeau, I know we kept saying the southern parts, but when it occludes, it takes that left turn, and that's why these warnings are issued so wide. And it was headed right for us again, and it looks as though it is occluding, and we're getting that circulation on the north side of town. So if you live near the golf course, it's the JC's golf course, I think, close to that pilot house on the north side. That's right. That's JC's, right, Jeff?
Yeah. Right
okay,
there.
so that's where this is. So this is right there. This is right where that tornadic circulation is. And I know there's some friends of mine that are listening right now. I'm talking to you. It is headed right towards your house. So please be in your safe spot. It's going to be there in less than 2 minutes. It may already be there. But we've got
a strong drop on CC.
Yeah, it is a drop. It's a little noisy, but man, it kind of adds up. So what it looks like we're happening is it's occluding. I don't know if we're going to get a new circulation, but it is definitely to the north of the station. Yeah, we're going to get nailed with very strong winds here at the station. So, because we're going to get that gust front. The gust front, the rear flank downdraft, is moving right through downtown.
I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but.
So, we've got, there's a very tight circulation right near the golf course. And so, I'm gonna be headed back into the studio because I need to get some roads to be calling out because this thing is tightening up significantly tightening up. We've got strong rotation. It is going to the north side of downtown. It's going to be probably very close to the casino, maybe just north of the casino in Cape Girardeau. It's going to be just northwest of the casino, but it's going to be. I'm going to get in here and kind of zoom in because I know a lot of folks in this area, and I know a lot of folks are in harm's way right now, so I want to make sure that they are okay.
Everybody, or just us? Okay.
So again, we've
the
got
chat.
so the station's right here. We're getting hit with the rear flank downdraft. The tornado is actually right here now on the north. Here's Lexington. It's on the north side of Lexington. It is crossing Perryville Road as we speak. If it is on the ground, the circulation continues to tighten up right in Cape Girardeau. on the north side. This is what I'm talking about right here. This tornado is located in this general area right here. So Cape Rock Road, you need to be seeking shelter. We're talking about the golf course I was talking about is right up here. So the circulation looks like it's going to be just south. That's why I needed to get in here to see the roads, because the source I have, I can kind of guesstimate where it is. But here's our tornado. So the station is right here. The tornado's right here, and it's moving off to the northeast. So it's going to go towards North Sprigg Street. We've got southeast Missouri, where the softball field is at southeast Missouri. If you know where that is, that's where this circulation is moving right now. I know there's a lot of folks that live in the apartment complex right there on Lexington. This is going to be very, very close. There's a few apartment complexes that the students go to. Please be in your safe spot. Get in a basement if you have it. If you don't have it, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So I'm going to zoom out just a bit because we've got this possible tornado. No, it's confirmed. They've got, I'm losing my mic, so.
Yeah, confirmed tornado. They have it moving at about 45 miles per hour.
So I've got two confirmations. I've got one that's going up northeast of Jackson. I got one that's in the north side of Cape Girardeau. So let's kind of see. We just got an update here. So again, everybody in eastern Cape Girardeau County, you need to be in your safe spot. Even if you don't get the tornado, these rear flank downdraft winds are very, very strong. There's the tornado right there. It's more than likely a little farther north and east now. Let's see if we got, yeah, and that's what I think they're doing. I think they're saying, Cassie, what you were showing me, that CC drop.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we've gone from the purple shading on this tornado warning that was going through Cape Girardeau, and now we've got this new storm that's coming off to the, not yet, but thank you, off to the north and east of the Jackson area. So, Mom, Anita, Halen, the storm's gone for you right now. Just want to set your mind at ease. Thank you very much.
What about the folks in Jackson?
And Jackson, it's close because I don't know where people consider Jackson. In the eastern part of Jackson, they're not safe. They're still in harm's way in eastern Jackson. And the eastern part of Cape, if you live west of Interstate 55, the tornado threat is over for the time being. It's not over for the night, but it's over for the time being. Notice numerous severe thunderstorms off to the west that are headed our way. The good news, that big tornadic signature we had with this storm, that really weakened. So hopefully that will be the trend, and we'll just get this line of storms that brings us a lot of rain, a lot of wind. But right now we've got a tornado warning, a confirmed tornado that has been moving through the Cape Girardeau area and unfortunately kind of taking the same path. It did occlude and move to the north. You can even watch, I'll zoom in a little bit, and you can watch this. Well, no, I got to stop it to zoom in. So, but the whole storm turned to the north. So it was moving left, and what I think happened is it interacted with the warm front, touched down, and now it's north of the warm front. But you can see for folks in Jackson, I think most folks consider Jackson to be west of the interstate, but I don't know about some of these communities north and east. I know they still go to the Jackson school. So I definitely, yeah, Fruitland's under the gun right now. Jackson, the eastern parts of Jackson, this is where this possible tornado is right now. Near the Trail of Tears Park, headed towards Procter & Gamble. Those areas are under the gun for this tornado. And again, what did they say on the confirmation? Did they say anything about the confirmation? Is Storm Spotter, or did they get a TDS on it?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, there it is right
radar
there.
indicated from the second one. Let me look at the one that's going into Jackson. That one, weather spotter confirmed tornado.
Okay, so we got a weather spotter still following it. And so what happened, and there it is, and again, it turned significantly north because it was headed right here. So again, as these storms weaken slightly, or we call it occluding, they take a sharp turn to the left. Doesn't mean the ground circulation is going to weaken like that. It's not like turning off a light. It takes a long time due to I'm not going to get into the physics of it, but anyway, that just takes a long time. And you can see that inflow notch right there. So that's our tornado, and it's headed kind of towards that Procter & Gamble area. Let's kind of zoom in. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning, a large severe thunderstorm warning that's been tagged possible tornado, and we'll continue to monitor that as well. But so here's Jackson. This is Fruitland right here, and Procter & Gamble is located right here. That's right where this tornado is. It's right near the Procter & Gamble area and County Road 525, between State Highway Y, and I think it's Indian Creek that runs along this highway. So if you live near Indian Creek, east of Fruitland, this is where the tornado is headed right now. You need to be in your basement if you've got one. If you don't have a basement, I need you to find the lowest level of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside. For you folks in Pocahontas and Oak Ridge, I know it's noisy right now. This circulation is going to be staying to your southeast, so this tornado will not be impacting you. And we've got again, another tornado warning out for this storm, and that's where that tornado is. It's a very tight circulation, and again, it started near the Advance area and just kind of followed the same path, and you can see it right there. That's our possible tornado, and according to storm spotters, it is periodically on the ground doing damage. We've gotten reports, of some debris and stuff flying through the air, so we definitely want to take this seriously as it moves off towards Procter & Gamble, Highway 177 out of Fruitland towards Procter & Gamble. That's where this tornado is. So Jackson, like uptown Jackson, you're fine. This is, even though it's very noisy, very stormy. I wouldn't go outside or anything, but the tornado is past that area, as well as Cape Girardeau, the city itself. I know we still have a tornado warning, but the actual circulation is now north of the city of Cape Girardeau.
Grant, we might want to give them a heads up. Advance, Delta, into Cape Girardeau again. That severe thunderstorm warning that they just issued with the tornado possible. These people that were just hit could potentially be getting hit with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and about quarter-sized hail with that tornado possible.
So here's what she's talking about, this storm right here. And this is going to be more of a type of a bookend vortex type. If a tornado forms, it's probably going to be south of Marble Hill. But yeah, Jackson, you got hail moving in. Not Jackson, sorry. Advance and Delta, like she said, the cleanup continues. And I know Advance just got hit by a tornado. And you've got very strong winds moving in and the likelihood of large hail. What's our hail marker on that storm moving in towards Advance?
Close to 2.
Wow. Okay, so the hail core itself looks like it's going to just miss Advance to the north. So we're talking about golf ball size hail. Every once in a while the storm can spit it out, which means it would fall farther away from the hail core than normal. But this is what I'm talking about right here. So remember where I said if a tornado forms, it's going to be just south of Marble Hill? That's what I'm watching right there. That kink right there could possibly turn into a tornado. Very strong winds moving into Advance right now. A very strong gust front, and that's going to move right up 65. And then that's going to move into my neighborhood, and we've got roof damage. And I tell you what, this has just been just a rough week, has it not, folks? But you know what? We're going to get everybody through it. So again, a possible tornado trying to form south of Marble Hill. We'll continue to monitor that, but I want to get back to the actual tornado that is on the ground. This is near the Procter & Gamble area in Cape Girardeau County as it heads off to the north and east. This is it right here, and it's about to cross the river here shortly and go into Union County. It's about to go into the Union County area. Let's take a look at, see if I've got a sheer update on it. Yes, sir.
We're in reports of Task Force 1, which is the flooding rescue team heading to Van Buren. I know you talked about the flooding risk that we're all going to see.
Right.
We don't have any more information than that. I don't want to overstate it, but we just know that the task force is headed there.
So it sounds like, to me, if that's what's the case, is that there could possibly be somebody stuck in water.
Let's hope not.
And let's hope not. Please, this is not the night to go driving around, go look at anything. This flood water is going to be serious. The amount of force we're going to be seeing with the flood water is intense. Speaking of intense, the tornado is right over the Procter & Gamble area right now, and it's probably actually crossing the river into Union County. Looks like it's headed towards the Wolf Lake community. Wolf Lake is under the gun for this tornado that is headed your way. Again, it's moving off to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. I don't know exactly where the warm front is. Matter of fact, I'm going to step aside because this helps me decide on my decision making. I need to see where this warm front is, so I'm going to kind of take a look here real quick at some surface data to see where it is. Again, we've got a possible tornado right near Procter and Gamble right now. Actually, you know what? It'll be easier for me to look at this.
I was just going to say, it looks like right on Cape Girardeau and then into southern Illinois.
So
south of
Chester's knocked out. 56 there. Carbondale, oh yeah, 53. Okay, once this storm moves across the Mississippi River, it should weaken rapidly. Okay, that helps out. What's Cape's dew point now? 62 still. Poplar Bluff is still 59. Yeah, we don't need to see those 70s. That's bad in Kentucky. All right, so we've got a tornado possibly on the ground right near Procter and Gamble. It's crossing the Mississippi River, and it's headed towards Carbondale. With that said, what did I say, Carbondale? What's 53 the dew point?
Yeah, it's in the 50s.
So Carbondale's, I know there's folks watching me right now in Carbondale. Probably the roommates of my daughter. The Carbondale is 53, so it's going to be very hard to get a tornado to hit Carbondale with a 53-degree dew point today. But this storm is headed that way. This storm is headed towards Carbondale, but it's located right here. And again, it's got to have crossed the river by now based on the speed that it is moving. So let's back things out. If you're just tuning in, of course, we've got another tornado that just almost took another direct hit into downtown Cape Girardeau. And as it was doing so, it quickly veered to the left, and that's what's headed towards Procter & Gamble now. I've got another circulation that's trying to develop south and east of Marble Hill, but it extends a very strong storm with 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, moving into Advance and Delta right now. So yes, Delta, that tornado has moved out of your area. I need everybody to still be in that safe spot where they took everybody because you're about to get hit by some very strong winds and the possibility of some hail. Another very intense storm. The warning was just canceled. It's right over Poplar Bluff. I kind of expect another severe thunderstorm warning at least to be issued. And based on this storm, the way it's moving, it's going to be moving into a very favorable environment. And this storm near Thayer, Missouri, is going to be moving into a very favorable environment once it moves into the Boot Hill. Got a little isolated storm near Weakley County. We'll watch that because that's headed towards Murray, Kentucky, and that is in a very prime area. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of lift here, because if we had scattered storms in this area right now, they'd all be producing tornadoes more than likely, because that is a very ripe environment when it comes to tornadoes. And again, Van Buren seeing some serious flooding concerns. Look at all these, everybody in our western counties, all the Ozark counties are under flood warnings. Boulder County is under a flood warning. Cape Girardeau County is under a flood warning. This is going to be the event. There's going to be a significant flooding event tonight through the first half of tomorrow. It is going to be dangerous to drive across low water bridge crossings. I cannot emphasize that enough. So please take heed to the warning. It's your first alert. Get to high level if you live in the low areas, and do not drive across flooded roadways, because the way this flooding will be, you can't tell if the road's there, and there's a good chance it won't be. This flood water could wash out roads. It's that dirty, murky water, so you won't be able to see, and that's how people get hurt. They think the road is there, and then their car goes in. So do not drive across flooded roadways. Again, I'm not getting, what's it look like on GR for me, Cassie?
A little, yeah, okay, just north of where is where I'm seeing that potential rotation, a little bit of a drop in the CC. That could be the hail marker.
Okay, so this is where, let's see if I get an update.
Nothing is
finally got a reflectivity update. Oh yeah, no. That's a concern right there. I don't have I can't, let me look at that over here. That looks like a tiny debris ball that is just west of where we may have a tornado on the ground again. Yes, sir.
We're in touch with Poplar Bluff. So far, no damage there to report, and Kathy is at home, but she is trying to get some information out of Delta.
Okay, good. All right, thanks. All right, no, that doesn't line up with the CC drop, so, but that would be where the tornado is if there is a tornado. And it looks like this is becoming outflow dominant, and the outflow is winning. And again, it's about to cross into much cooler air. But right there, you see that little purple dot? That's what has me concerned about a possible tornado. And you can see the velocity is spinning pretty close to that. And they don't match up perfectly because we got them at slightly different times. But it would be crossing right where Cassie said Ware is right here. Wolf Lake is right here. So it's going to go between Ware and Wolf Lake, right on Highway 3 in Union County. Again, this is where they closed. If you know where they closed the road for the snake road, that is right there where they closed down for the snake migration. So if you live near that area, you need to be seeking shelter. Get in your basement if you have a basement. If you don't have one, get the lowest level of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside. And a good thing, they just updated the warning. It's no longer a tornado confirmed, it's a tornado warning. But again, once it moves out of this, I think we're okay. Alto Pass is going to be getting close to you, but it should be staying just north of Alto Pass as it heads towards the Carbondale area. And the atmosphere is not very conducive once you get out of Union County for tornadoes to touch down. So Carbondale, you'll get some gusty winds. All right, Jackson, listen up for you folks in Jackson. We got a quick spin up that may be trying to form in Jackson. Now, this is that circulation I was watching that was near Marble Hill earlier. It's near the intersection of 34 and 72 right now on the west side of Jackson. Now, it's not extremely tight, but it could spin up. Yeah, it's right there. We've got right at the intersection of 72 and 34 the possibility of a quick spin-up type tornado trying to develop. So if you live on the north side of Jackson, if you live near the Rotary Park there in Jackson, I need you in your safe spot. Just be on the safe side. We've got a circulation that's trying to develop on the north side of Jackson, and it's going to be headed towards exit 102 and 105. This circulation is headed towards exit 102 and 105 on 55. So if you live in those areas, let's go ahead and get in your safe spot. Again, we don't have an official tornado warning out on this storm, but I'm looking at the possibility of a quick spin-up tornado right there on the west side of Jackson. And the way these winds are, I want to make sure that everybody is safe tonight with this. All right, so Jackson, just give your first alert.
And there's about golf ball sized hail heading in that direction too with that hail core. That's the latest marker we have.
Okay, and that's going into Jackson pretty much. So it's with this cell right here. And what's happening is we've got this strong outflow. Matter of fact, you see the outflow's way ahead of it. This thing has got some tremendous winds. That looks like that's the outflow. Let me take a look and just make sure I'm missing something.
No damage to report just yet. Again, the city manager in Cape lets us know so far no damage in Cape to report. Some traffic problems.
Excellent. No damage. That was fantastic news. There's that possible tornado near Wolf Lake, between Wolf Lake and Ware. This is that spin up that's trying to happen on the north side of Jackson. Again, officially no warning, but the way things are happening so fast, I want folks on the north side of Jackson all the way to Interstate 55 between exits 105 and 102 to get in your safe spot for about 5 minutes, just for about 5 minutes. Let's make sure, and I'll check back with it in just a second. Very strong winds and hail moving into Delta right now. So for you poor folks in Delta and the ones that are helping out Delta, I sure hope you're still in your safe spot right now because here's Delta right here. Very large hail over Whitewater. There could be some hail into the Delta area as well, and very strong gusty winds. You can kind of see this bow echo right here. That's moving right into Dalhousie right now. So for my family, it's not gonna blow the house away or anything, but stay away from the windows just in case, because we've got about 60 to 70 mile per hour winds on the apex of this bow that is going to be moving in towards the Dalhousie area, headed towards Menards, and headed towards Walmart. Jeff, what do you got?
Kathy's letting me know she heard back from the Delta Fire Chief. No new damage to report right now in Delta, so that's great news there.
That is great news. Okay, so the tornado did exactly what we were praying for, folks. It looked like it went right into, we didn't want to hit anybody, but we definitely wanted it to dissipate before moving into Delta, and it looks like it did. It looks like it probably skipped, touched down to Advance, and then it touched down again near Dutchtown, and then it looks like it touched down again as it was moving into the northern parts of Cape Girardeau. So very large hail with this storm. What's the hail marker over Whitewater near the Jackson storm again?
Still close, 1.570.
Okay, so it's coming down a little bit. It's saying golf ball size now. So golf ball size, and you see this little dashed green line? That looks like an outflow boundary. So it looks like that's going to help weaken this storm. We can hope, because we don't need golf ball size hail hitting all these homes, because that'll do some serious roof damage. Poplar Bluff, you got a big storm over you right now. What's the hail core on Poplar Bluff? Because I think it came down a little bit. It was pretty strong near Donovan.
The latest one still has it about golf ball. So
wow. So
and we have a new severe thunderstorm warning over there as well.
And that's for the Donovan area, is it not?
Yes, for the Donovan.
So let me kind of back things up here. I want to check the circulation I was seeing. I'm going to go back. Oh yeah, that's a big storm right there. Let's see what the shear looks like. That's going to. What's the hail marker south and west of Donovan?
1.23.
1.23. We've got a little curlicue on the backside as well. So we'll be watching that. They haven't tagged it that I know of with a possible tornado, but and this is going to be moving towards the Neelyville area. So this storm, in our eyes, over Poplar Bluff right now is probably severe. It's probably producing at least quarter-size hail. This storm, there you go. There's the severe thunderstorm warning for Poplar Bluff over towards the Dexter area. Probably at least quarter-size, but Cassie was telling me our marker is showing golf ball size, and it's been doing pretty good today. So how do we know that? Well, it ingests data of the atmosphere to let us know. Jeff, you got something else?
I was just going to let you know some folks in Perryville a little nervous, as you can imagine, and I just was going to let you know that in case you had any information. I know we talked about that possible funnel cloud tornado headed toward mile marker 102 and 105 there, which is just outside of Jackson.
Right. Perryville, folks, you're okay. It's noisy, and I know, I understand the anxiety after what you've been through, but again, we're not seeing anything that is of overly concern in Perryville other than some very heavy rain. The flooding is a huge concern. Please take the flooding seriously. Okay, looks like they've gone with a severe thunderstorm warning with a possible tornado tag, and there's that circulation. It's crossed right by Wolf Lake. It went right over Wolf Lake. It's crossing that lookout point right there where the Snake Road is, and there's a little lookout point where you can hike out and just see the sunset. It just shows you all of southeast Missouri. That's where that is right now. So if you know what I'm talking about, that's where it is. It's going just north of the Bald Cross up here near the Alto Pass area, and it is headed towards Carbondale. But again, once it gets out of this polygon, the conditions really go downhill for getting tornadoes down to the ground. Now, I want to see about that quick spin up we were watching. Nah, it looks like that is weakened. So for you folks in the Jackson area that I was concerned with a little bit, I want to go ahead and give you, now you're not in the all clear, there's a big storm moving in there, but I don't see the spin up happening. They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for that storm, and they did tag it with a possible tornado because they too see that little quick spin up. We all see the same thing, and boy, we are seeing that storm moving into Cape Girardeau right now. So,
Graham, we got Kathy reporting some pea-sized hail at her place in Jackson. Robbie Myers out of Butler County says that they have strong storms, lightning, no hail reported so far.
Okay. All righty, Robbie's saying that. I'm thinking on the east side of Poplar Bluff, or just north of Poplar Bluff, at least what we're seeing on radar, the storm's definitely holding some hail in the air. Hopefully it's not dropped yet, but eventually it has to drop. So this is a big storm. What did they say in the warning for Butler County and Stoddard County with the hail and the winds? Are they saying quarter and 60?
They're saying quarter and 70 mile per hour wind gusts.
Quarter and 70.
And it's moving about 50 miles per hour.
And so this is headed towards the Dexter area. And again, this is moving into a very favorable tornadic environment. So we'll have to watch this storm closely because none of the energy has been taken here. So once you get to Dexter and over towards Sykeston, the atmosphere is very conducive. Now you can see behind me there the severe storm that is moving into our area right now into Cape Girardeau. Again, we're not seeing
Quarter-size hail in Gordonville from Greg Carter.
Okay, so we got some quarter-size hail in Carterville.
No, Gordonville.
Gordonville, thank you. And then we've got this storm right here, moving into the southern parts of Ripley County. Let's kind of zoom in here a second. Oh, not zoom in, I want to, I want to take a look at the velocity because it's getting that kidney bean shape to it. And it's, We're watching this closely. It looks like that would be what we would call side lobe contamination because it's just outside the reflectivity. But we're going to be watching that closely. We could be seeing a tornado developing in southern Ripley County. So for you folks in southern Ripley County, we're going to be getting back to you in just a second. We may be having a new tornado that is developing as we speak. So let's get everything caught up to date. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning moving through the northern parts of Cape Girardeau County, extreme southeastern Perry County, moving into Jackson and Union counties. Again, earlier I saw a little bit of circulation near Jackson. That's why they put that tornado possible tag on it. We've got a very interesting cloud feature to the right. If we could take our tower cam and turn it to the right, I don't know if anybody can do that. Just kind of pan our tower cam to the right. I don't know if anybody's in there on it. They may not be. There's a pretty interesting cloud pattern that's moving right. There you go. Go a little bit more. Okay, yeah, we can't go much further. I understand that, yeah, because that kind of blocks it. But that is, there was a cloud lowering there, so I'm gonna zoom in to Cape Girardeau to see, because I didn't see anything that looked like it was tornadic, but let's zoom in and just be on the safe side. Again, officially, I think now we're almost to the point where we have no tornado warnings. So I'm going to be scanning all these storms here in the next 5 minutes. We'll probably throw things, if we don't get a new tornado warning here shortly, back to regular programming for just a few minutes so we can get organized and catch our breath, because we're definitely coming back, because this is going to be a rough night. We've got a lot of storms to get through. But again, if I see something that concerns me, I'm not going to go anywhere.
Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We also have this information from the Advance Fire Department. No new damage. Right now, they did a rapid assessment, but they're in their safe areas, or they were as of about 6 minutes ago.
All right, okay, good. All right, so I'm looking at Cape Girardeau. We got very strong winds, and we probably have hail coming into the station right now. And again, the tornado that was near the Procter & Gamble area has left the area. And again, this is moving towards Carbondale, but again, the atmosphere quickly drops off. So for Carbondale, Carterville, the tornado threat is extremely low right now. Perryville, the threat is extremely low. Fredericktown, the threat's pretty much over now. Same story for Marble Hill. Once we get this main line through, the rain-cooled air causes a very thick, stable boundary layer that's hard for tornadoes to break through. But we've got very strong storms moving into Cape Girardeau right now, with very strong gusty winds and the likelihood of hail. What's the hail marker of Cape Girardeau storm right now?
It is close to a quarter.
Okay, so about an inch. So thankfully it's not throwing out those golf balls anymore, so that's definitely some good news. Did we just get a new tornado warning? We did. Did we just get it, or is that just the old one?
Let me try and...
It's a different looking little rectangle that popped up that I'm seeing.
I'm waiting for it to load in the chat.
It hasn't loaded in the chat.
Okay, so maybe it's... Let me come over here to... let me look at this on this other source.
In the meantime, pea-sized hail in Jackson.
Okay, yeah, I have no... See, this is what I'm talking about right there. I don't remember that one right there. I remember this one, but I don't remember that one. It expires. Yeah, we have no tornado warnings now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to scan all these storms for about another 5 minutes to give everybody the latest information. These tornado warnings have been expired. They don't go away when they're expired, but they're no longer valid, let's just say. So we officially have no tornado warnings out. We have a strong storm that's producing gusty winds in the Jackson area and pea-sized hail. We've got some strong storms moving into downtown Cape Girardeau right now. The severe storms go back to the Advance and Delta area. Look out Dexter, east of Poplar Bluff, possibility of some large hail, and then large hail with this storm south of Doniphan. But before we throw things back to regular scheduled programming, I just want to kind of do a quick scan of the velocity through all these storms to make sure everybody's safe. And again, we're not going anywhere, folks, because I can guarantee you we're going to be back on the air here shortly. We just need to kind of catch our breath.
Look near Donovan, Grant.
Yeah, no, I'm going to definitely do that. Yeah, it is pouring here at the station. And let's kind of take there's the tornado, yeah. I knew it was going to pop up because I was about to throw things back. And the last time I saw it, it was pretty tight. So Donovan, you're under tornado warning? Yeah, there's a tornado. So we've got a tornado warning out now. This does include the Donovan area. It goes into the Poplar Bluff area as well. So we have a new tornado warning. Again, I'm not seeing any tornadoes with the activity going through Cape Girardeau. Didn't see anything with this line that's between Cape Girardeau and this storm at Poplar Bluff. But it's in a very favorable environment for a tornado. And I remember looking at this last time, I was like, I think this one's probably going to spin up. And so we've got a possible tornado forming right here in Donovan. And it's headed towards Poplar Bluff. But yeah, there it is. It's right in Donovan. So possible tornado in Donovan right now. It's going to be moving along Highway 160 in northeastern Ripley County, so you need to be seeking shelter. If you are along Highway 160, if you are along Highway, it's that one that goes north of there, 21, you need to be seeking shelter right now as a tornado could be headed into your direction right now. Again, this is on the north side of Donovan. The tornado is crossing the Current River as we speak. I know there's a lot of campgrounds there. There's a lot of cabins. So that's where the tornado is. If you are on the Current River near Donovan, you need to be seeking shelter right now. Possible tornado in northeastern Ripley County. It's going to clip extreme southeastern Carter County and then move into northwestern Butler County. This does include the polygon stops right at the high school in Poplar Bluff. So the warning goes officially all the way to the high school. Yes, Madeline.
We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Cape Girardeau County, Alexander County in Illinois, Union County in Illinois, Pulaski County in Illinois, and Scott County in Missouri for a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag.
What are they saying wind speeds on that, please?
The wind speeds for that are 60 miles per hour.
And quarter size hail?
No hail tag on it, but it is moving east at 50 miles per hour.
So I'll get to that in just a second. So here's our possible tornado right here. And again, it's crossing the Current River. Let me see if I can get it to, wow, that's definitely, I want to see if we can get it. I just want to see what it looks like from Paducah, because it's definitely there. You can see right where it is from Memphis. Yeah. So Paducah is still lagging behind. So let me take a look at Memphis again. I'll get it switched to Memphis, and there it is. So what we're talking about is a pretty significant shear marker near Donovan right now. You can see that right there. That is a very tight circulation as we speak. So what I want to do is pan out, because I want to see this other severe thunderstorm, because they did put a possible tornado tag. That's the one that's going through Cape Girardeau right now. Again, we've got a tornado going through the north side of Donovan. It's along and north of Highway 160 in northeastern Ripley County. It could clip the extreme southeastern parts of Carter County and the northwestern parts of Butler County. The line of this polygon officially stops right at the high school there on the 67 loop in Poplar Bluff, right where the football stadium is for Poplar Bluff. So again, we've got a very large storm moving towards the Dexter area. And then I want to see this because they tagged it with a possible tornado, just to get an idea, because this is going right over the station right now. Actually, I think it's probably kind of pushed through the station, because again, we're getting a little bit of a delay here with information coming in from Paducah. And that's an interesting little kink right there. I can see why they did that. So East Cape Girardeau, this is probably east of East Cape Girardeau now, a kink, a little rotation that's moving towards the northern parts of Alexander County. So this is going to be headed towards the Tams area. So Tams, to be on the safe side, you may want to just go ahead and head to your safe spot, because there's a pretty good little signature of a little quick spin up, kind of like I did with Jackson earlier, right here, but it's going to be located about right here now. It would have crossed Highway 3, and it's going to be headed towards the northern side of Tams. So, but again, this is the outflow boundary right here. So it's behind the outflow boundary, so that's a good sign, because usually that means that it would stay aloft and not touch down. So we don't have a tornado with it, but there's a possibility of a quick spin-up tornado in northern Union County headed towards the Tams area. Yes, Jeff?
Real quick, Grant, once again talking about the flooding, we're getting word that the road washed away in Wayne County near Lick Branch. They're saying County Road 353A, road washed away, not connected to the bridge, water about 2 feet over the bridge.
Wow. Okay. So there's what we're talking about with the flooding. Remember I said earlier that roads will probably be washed away and you won't be able to tell because of how dirty the water is? Well, if somebody was trying to drive there right now, the road's gone and they're going to be gone because you're not going to be able to stop yourself. If you get into that, the car gets into the water, the car's gone. That is, I always say flooding is very easy to survive. You have to stay out of the water. And I'm not being funny, I'm being serious because people continue to drive in that flooding water and roads are now being eroded. So you don't know if the road's there. So if you come to a flooded roadway, do not drive across it, please. And then you can see this outflow boundary, it curls right into this storm. So Jeff, did you have something else to say?
I just want to correct myself. It's Luck Branch. I don't know if I said it right a minute ago.
Which,
Luck Branch in Wayne County.
So you see this outflow boundary from the thunderstorm. So this activity on the north side of it should begin to weaken here or not intensify more. But you see how this turns? It's going right into this storm right here. So we really need to watch this storm west of Dexter along Highway 60 because it could spin up if it rides that outflow boundary. And again, here's our tornado warning. Let's see what the shear looks like. Again, we're on Paducah now. I'm going to try and see if we can get it to switch to, wow, that is a tight rotation. We getting any updates on that one?
I haven't got anything in the chat about it and no reports.
Okay, well, hopefully that stays aloft because that is a very tight, that's one of the tighter rotations we've seen all day, at least coming from Paducah. Trying to get it to change. There we go. It changed to Memphis. So let's see what it looks like on the Memphis site. Right, yeah, a little tight circulation right there, north and east of Doniphan. And there's a significant hail marker, at least a hail spike with the CC. What's the hail marker showing near Doniphan?
On Doniphan, an inch.
An inch. So we got quarter-size hail falling northeastern Ripley County. That's going to be headed towards Poplar Bluff and a possible tornado as well. That is a very strong rotation that is moving through the Doniphan area as we speak in northeastern Ripley County. Again, this is just north of Doniphan. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I want to name, I'm sure there's a few more roads. I want to make sure that everybody that is in the path of this tornado is safe. Again, we've got highway, here's Grandin. I said Grandin a few times on Wednesday night as well. Here's Highway 21. Again, we're not getting a lot of roads showing up here, but I'm sure there are some. So if you live in northeastern Ripley County, if you live east of 21 and north of 160, I need you in your basement. Please get out of harm's way. Put as many walls between you and the outside. If you don't have a basement, by getting on that lower interior floor, a bathroom may not be the best choice. Again, we always say if the bathroom has a window, then that's an exterior wall, and that's not the proper choice. You need to have as many walls surrounding you as possible. If that is your only choice, if you don't have an interior room, and I know some builders now are not doing that. They have all rooms have an exterior, then the bathroom's probably your best bet, getting in that bathtub. But I want to make sure that everybody stays safe in northeastern Ripley County. This is going to clip southeastern Carter County, State Highway K east of Grandin. That's where you need to be seeking shelter. And then the western parts of Poplar Bluff if you live near the high school west, I want you seeking shelter as well in northwestern Butler County because this rotation is headed your way as we continue to track this possible tornado. Again, we haven't had any damage reports with it yet, so hopefully it stays aloft. But this possible tornado is moving through Ripley County right now, about to move into Butler County, and numerous flash flood warnings as well. Let's kind of get an update on this storm that's headed towards Dexter because it could be riding an outflow boundary. And when that happens, that helps the low-level shear and can help things spin up just a bit. So let's kind of look in here and see if we see any possible tornado. I'm not seeing it right now, so that's definitely some good news. But again, is there a hail marker with the storm west of Dexter?
Yeah, close to 2 inches.
Okay, so this is still a big storm. This has got the golf ball size hail still. It's headed towards Dudley right now. It is right over Ash Hill. Right over Ash Hill. So this is going to head towards Dexter. This is going to head towards Bloomfield. The core should stay just north of Bernie, but it is going to be close. So we'll continue to monitor that as well. Let's head back up to the storm that's headed towards the Tams area that had a little bit of a kink earlier. Want to make sure that that's okay. Again, this outflow boundary is wrapping right into that area. It looks to me like, yeah, I'm not seeing it anymore, so that's good. It doesn't look all that impressive, but some very strong gusty winds. So for southern Union County and for northern Pulaski and Alexander County, we need to be aware that a severe thunderstorm is moving into your area right now. Not the time to be looking out the window or going driving. There's some hail, there's some very high winds, and it's moving off to the east at about 50 miles per hour. Let's pan things up a little more. I want to take a look up towards the Carbondale area where we had that tornado earlier. Again, it's moving right into Carbondale, but I want to make sure that everybody in the Carbondale area realizes what's happening. Because again, this is going to be an elevated storm. I'm not seeing tornadoes. I am seeing a little bit of a, it's very broad. I don't think we're going to get a tornado out of that. Again, this storm is likely elevated pretty substantially based on the, hey, would you do me a favor? Take the cursor, put it over the Carbondale METAR. Let me know what the dew point is.
54.
54. So it came up a degree, but still, again, to get tornadoes today, we really need about 60 to 65. And so we're a lot cooler than that right now. So this is mainly going to be hail and the possibility of the hail bringing some gusty winds down to the surface. But a lot of time when these storms are elevated, we don't even get the hail to the ground. So I know there's folks in Mount Vernon, DuQuoin, Tamaroa, thunder, lightning, heavy rain. Why aren't you mentioning our town? Are we okay? You're okay. On nights like tonight when it's extremely busy, if we are not saying your community, you should feel pretty good that you're in the clear for the time being. So we've got a tornado warning out for Ripley County going into northwestern Butler County. We've got a very strong storm moving towards Dexter that could spin up a tornado if it interacts with that outflow boundary, so we'll have to watch that. And we've got more storms to the north and west of the Jonesboro area. But so far, we're not getting a lot of, we were really worried about some isolated storms forming out ahead of this. And as we look into the area we'd be concerned with, we don't see it. Now, I see this near Little Rock, but by the time those storms will make to our neck of the woods, the line's going to be through our area. So I'm feeling good about not seeing those isolated storms. And that really cuts back on the severity of the tornadoes. But again, like we say, even an EF0, EF1 can do some significant damage, and if it hits you, it really doesn't matter because it can really cause some issues. Let's get back down to that tornado warning now. Any word on this?
Not in the chat.
Pretty quiet
Not
in the
that
chat?
I'm seeing.
Not seeing anything now.
All right, so this is headed towards, if it holds together, it is headed towards the Poplar Bluff area. I'll pan this off to the west here just a bit, and then we're going to kind of scan it. So the tornado itself is now would be to the north and east of the Doniphan area. And it looks a lot weaker, but there it is. It's still there. We've got a little bit of a spin in extreme northeastern Ripley County. And again, that's going to be headed in towards northwestern Butler County. So a possible tornado in Ripley County moving into Butler County. This is, if you take the highway to go out from Poplar Bluff to Elsinore, if you live along that highway, you definitely need to be seeking shelter. I think that's Highway 60. I want to just double check. Yeah, I do. It's the big 4-lane highway crossing right near the Black River. That's where this possible tornado is going to go. This tornadic circulation will stay south and east of Elsinore. So I'm not really concerned about Elsinore with that tornado. This is a developing storm, but there's no warning out on it, but it looks like it's getting a little bit stronger. Let me just double check, make sure we don't have anything in there. You see the storm that's just north of Poplar Bluff? Is there a hail marker on it, Cassie?
Yes, it's Less than an inch.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Thanks. But it looks like it's a developing updraft, so it could be a new storm that we need to be concerned with later. So severe storm from Puxico down towards Ash Hill, just east of Ash Hill now. That's headed towards the Dexter area. What's the hail core on that? Is it still 2 inches or close to it?
1.32.
1.32. So this one's come down. And what's the hail core on the storm that's headed towards Poplar Bluff now, east of Donovan?
Less than an inch.
Less than an inch. So all of our storms appear, at least right now, to be in a weakening phase. And they'll do that. They'll cycle up and down. And again, if this tornado warning is dropped, we're going to throw it back to regular scheduled programming to catch our breath for just a few minutes, because I have a sneaky suspicion we are not done tonight until this line moves all the way through. But we've got a tremendous line of thunderstorms with hail, high winds, and the possibility of tornadoes. And in addition to that, extreme flash flooding. And believe it or not, where we're seeing all this heavy rain right now, there's a good chance we get another round of heavy rain tomorrow. So that's really going to aggravate the flooding situation, and that's why we were really concerned about the flooding. So Mount Vernon, big storm went through your area, but it was elevated. Maybe got a little bit of hail, but that should have been about it. We're not seeing any tornadoes in this area. We're not seeing any tornadoes. The Perryville area looks like you're fine. Not going to see any tornado threat tonight. It looks like northern Bullinger County from Marble Hill north for the rest of the night should be okay. Marquand, Fredericktown, no tornado threat. Same tornado threat. There's still a thunderstorm threat, still a hail threat, but the tornado threat. And for the most part, Wayne County, around the Piedmont area, all of Reynolds County, looks like the tornado threat is over. And a good bit of Carter County, I think that threat is over as well for tornadoes. There's going to be thunderstorms all night. There's going to be a chance of hail all night. And every once in a while, if there's enough hail, you could get some gusty winds. But the tornado threat that most folks are concerned with, that don't go to sleep because of that, I'm trying to point those areas out for you so your mind can be at ease. All right, let's take a look at these two storms right here. We've got another outflow boundary forming off of this one. So this one could be coming outflow dominant as well. And then we've got this possible tornado here. We still haven't heard anything on that tornado near Donovan, have we?
No, but they extended that severe thunderstorm warning, and they did tag it with a tour possible, even though it's not showing up there, over Butler County.
Over Butler County, okay. I wonder why it didn't show up in our thing.
And it does clip parts of Ripley County, but for this storm that's headed towards Poplar Bluff.
I got you. It's for the, and so they're not going to go with a tornado warning. They're going to, let me back things up, because sometimes, usually it catches it. It didn't catch it this time. Yes, sir, Jeff.
Real quick, we're getting word from the Perry County Sheriff's Department tonight. Intersection of Church and Chloe closed due to water over the road. Use alternate route. Church, and I believe it's either Chloe or Chloe. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
And that's in Perry County,
Perry
Missouri?
County Sheriff's
Is
Department.
it Missouri or Illinois?
This is, I am not sure, Grant. Give me a second here. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
The tornado warning has been
Missouri.
canceled.
This
Missouri,
is Perry
okay.
County, Missouri.
What'd you say, Madeline?
The tornado warning has been canceled.
The tornado warning has been canceled. So we've got flooding concerns in Perry County, Missouri. We're going to have flooding concerns in Perry County, Illinois as well, but I just wanted to make sure we got that report. Cape Girardeau County is under a flash flood warning. Just about all of our northwestern counties are under a flash flood warning. So here's what we're going to do right now. There are officially no tornado warnings, and before we get another tornado warning, we need to throw things back to regular programming, catch our breath. We're going to look over some things, and I'm sure we're going to be breaking back in throughout the evening to keep you safe.